Stan Watson and his team, we're going to stand together and fight this disease.
I come this way before, traveled through the open door. Circumstances navigated the path, and life happened oh so fast. No, it got lonely. Sometimes you see, I know we couldn't make it. Even when I'm offbeat, I still land on my feet, and nothing can shake me, cause I know life took a hold on. I never. This is where I am destined to be. I'm not ready to give up. I believe in the miracle of life. Life's a break with no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Games can play, can't take it personal, cause the devil is a liar. Telling you the truth, hey. It's all in what you do, hey. Some things you gotta do, hey. Despite the millions, take a second, see the blessing in it. With much expected, much is given. When I made the living, now I'm giving back to children. Never let the power come first before your happiness, yes. You can be the best if you go the distance. Mix a little sweat with your persistence. You know that the best things are never instant. Just shine, let them see it brilliant. Get up, open up your eyes now. It's the moment of truth. No backing down. We're bringing it tonight. Ooh, for the children, it's a given. You gotta give it, be a blessing.
This my personal statement. Run the game like I'm ASICs. Learn and develop patience, determined to be the greatest. Yeah, bobbing and weaving, they changing up like the seasons. Indigenous to the grind, so I do it for all my people. Jabbing in competition, back up against the rope. She fighting for recognition. I'm fighting just to promote equality where we lacking. Or cancer slowing our road. I'm confident we'll make it. We focus on common goals. Yeah.
Give back, give love, give insult away. Never give up, stand tall to fight another day. 2 toes, 2 feet, I stand on the ground. I'm going wrestle and fight this final round. Life's a quick and no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Games get played, can't take it personal, cause the devil is a liar. Telling you the truth, hey. It's all in what you do, hey. Some things you gotta do,
hey. What's up, DB? What up, Julius Omega Cam? I know I'm in here early, super early. TB, Terrence Bailey, DB, TB, everybody in the son of a gun. What's up? Ray being here about 9:10. Monty on the drums. Give her some. Nah, Ma. Really, give him some. What up, Reginald James? What's up? The barber shop is open. The barber shop. Hey, that shit was funny. Hey, get a drummer some. No, Ma. Really. Get a drummer some. What's up, buddy? Pleasure to have you in here. Hey, man. So I appreciate everybody coming in here, man. So by the looks of my... Well, we gonna talk to Ray about this, man. And for many of y'all, this would be an introduction to Ray Flores. Cool dude, man. Y'all gonna thoroughly like him. And I hadn't spoken to him so prior to this, but we gonna rock out, man. Have a great time. So I'm excited to have him come in. And shout out to Keenan Chapman, dog. Look at my wall, man. Shout out to Keenan, man. I'm draped in Keenan. Man, that's dope, man. Someone gotta send him a screenshot of this and send it to him. I'll take it later. But yeah, man. What's up, DB? How you feel, man? Hey, I need to join a gym, man. Yo, shit is... It's too traffic involved, man. Damn. I miss my heavy bag, yo. I miss my fucking heavy bag. And I was thinking about going to buy one, but don't make sense. I need those young kids in the gym with me. You know what I mean? Them young kids bring me so much life. You know what I'm saying? So damn, Ray Flores used to call fights at the Horseshoe Casino in Hammond, Indiana. Don't forget. Make sure you repost that when he come in. So I don't forget. All right. Yeah, man. What's up, Dave Jack? Yes, indeed. What up, Tay Jones, man? How the team doing? How you doing down there? How you doing down in ATL? Obviously, you're doing well. Doing well. So what we gonna do, man? They gonna open America up because obviously ain't no one abiding by the rules anymore. Shit. Shit. Hey, we got a debate tomorrow, man. So we gonna have some fun with that. I bet, lovely. Hey, we gonna have some fun tomorrow, man. Just because I'm gonna say that Donald Trump is gonna beat the shit up out of Joe Biden doesn't mean that I'm voting for him. But if I'm a betting man, Donald Trump gonna have his way with him. You know what I mean? He's a TV personality, man. He was the lead guy in the show called The Apprentice. So he knows how to manipulate personality. But that shit gonna be fun to watch though. That shit definitely gonna be fun to watch, man. Hopefully I remember to watch that shit, but I'm pretty sure it'll be everywhere. But yeah, man. So everyone's still buzzing about Jermell Charlo and how he did, and I'm very interested in what you guys take. We had 24 hours to deliberate on this, and I'll say this, man. As I said before, man, they are freaks of nature, man. They are literally freaks to me. I think they're freaks of nature, similar to like a Deontay Wilder, similar to like a Javon Curse. Who else? You know, we had a handful of Bo Jackson, obviously. Different sports, different body makeup, but just Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton, just fucking gifted, man. You know, and I was thinking about, I haven't watched Jamal Charlo's performance, but that motherfucker still got an upside. That motherfucker Jamal Charlo still got an upside, dog. And I forgot to reach out to I know you guys are thinking about this. Earl Spence sparred today. So I heard either today or tomorrow. I know as soon as he gets back, that's what he said in an interview. Where did I hear that at? I heard that somewhere on one of the channels that I know, and I fucking forgot. But he's supposed to spar on today. So I haven't reached out, but I'm sure it did well. You know what I mean? And hopefully it bodes well for Earl. November 21st, he's fighting Danny Garcia, and that should be a fun fight. It's going to be a lot of leather exchange in that fight. You know, it's definitely going to be a lot of leather exchange. And now we're on a countdown to Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. And prior to that, the week before, we have Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez. So we're pretty locked in for October. I don't know who fights this weekend. Who fights this weekend, y'all? Anybody know? I remember when there was a time I knew who was fighting. Like you couldn't get a fight past me. Now I forgot Josh Taylor fought this weekend. I forgot the light heavyweight fought the week before. Shit. It's your birthday, family? Oh, you're a Libra, huh? That's what's up. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, sir. Man, have a great time, whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Hopefully you got a 2-for-1 special going over there. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing like a 2-for-1 special, dog. You know what I'm saying, Eric? Get that 2-for-1 special popping and you be gravy. The Ravens lost tonight. Oh, who they play? Who the Ravens play? Did they lose by a lot? Man, I'm so detached, man. So I don't know I'm pretty sure Ray is hip to all these sports shit. So we'll ask him all these questions. They played the Chiefs. Oh, that's a good game. They got the two quarterbacks. They got Lamar Jackson and Mahomes. That must have been a high scoring game. Mm. That must have been a high scoring game. What was the score? I'm sure they hit the over. Did that game? What was the over on that? 66, 67, 65, 62. Tay Joe's like ching, ching, ching. Oh man. All right, I'm with all that. I'm with all that, man. Shit. This mo Libras. Yeah, I mean, Libras are cool. You a Libra, Monty? No, you're not a Libra. You're not a Libra. Sir DB Eric R. KC won. What was the score? Did they hit the over? What was the over? And did they hit the Patrick Mahomes script is real? Oh, it must have been a close game and they got all the calls. Is that what it was? I forgot it was Monday Night Football on, man. I ain't gonna even front. Hey, sir, what day is your birthday on? If you bet it today with one over, you miss because it stops at 55. What's up, Eli? Oh, you're a Leo gang. Leo. Reg on the backup, man. Why you on the backup plan today, man? Why you on your plan B, man? Hey, Reg, you know Andy Reid, a hell of a coach. Hey, Reg, debate tomorrow. We got to debate. Donald Trump gonna kick the shit out of Joe Biden's ass tomorrow. Oh man, he gonna beat his ass up Main Street. He gonna beat his. Oh man. Oh, the Ravens had to. What was the score? Ray will fill me in on all that shit because I know Ray watched football. I know he is a Bears fan, if I'm not mistaken. If I remember correctly, I believe he's a Bears fan. So and he recently moved to LA too. That was our last real conversation. Oh, okay, you're doing something on YouTube studio. Okay, good. All right, I'm glad you still got your channel, man, because they were motherfucking hunting people down, man. Champ Side. Well, shit. I enjoy Champ Side Live. Like Champ Side Live is like a part of my daily routine and shit, you know? Running, chasing Lincoln and Kennedy around the house. I got Champ Side on my motherfucking Wi-Fi. 34-20. Damn, they ain't even hit they. I know that didn't go over 34-20. I know they probably would have thought it would be more than that. But yeah. What's up, DB? I can't wait to see. Hey, I'm glad you got a sense of humor. None of them niggas should be debating. I ain't gonna lie. Donald Trump, in my humble opinion, I'm not speaking for you, Reggie, but you're right. Them niggas shouldn't be debating. They should be playing catch with their grandchild in the backyard. Tell me something that you want from a 77-year-old in real life. What would y'all want from a 77-year-old? Shepherd's pie? Like, what would you want from a 77-year-old? A peppermint in church? Like, what would you want? What do you want from a 77-year-old? Tell me, what do you want from a 77-year-old? I couldn't tell you, dog. I mean, I'm just being real about it. I couldn't tell you what you would want from a 77-year-old, man. I don't. Let's see, a peppermint in church, prayer, maybe some sound advice. Shit. I don't know what I would want from a 77-year-old, man. Without further ado, man, what's up, man?
Welcome to the show.
What's up, mate?
What's up, Fred? How are you, man?
Long time no
see you. I missed you, man.
I know. I appreciate it. Hey, so the verdict question before you walked in is, what would you want from a 77-year-old?
What would I want from a 77-year-old? Wisdom and knowledge.
That's what I said. I said peppermints because at black churches, all the old ladies got big hats and 2 pounds of peppermints and they.
I love that.
So that's what. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. You know what? I'm glad that we're back. You know, it's been 2 months of fights nonstop, and I'll be honest with you, Fred. During COVID and everything else, I mean, we're still in the midst of it, but I missed it so much, man. I mean, you're used to seeing us back and forth. I'm used to crisscrossing with you all over the country and stuff.
Sure.
Man, that it hurt my soul. It really, you don't realize how much the sport is a part of you and how much it
I
really
agree.
makes you who you are and stuff. And I sure as heck missed it like you wouldn't believe.
And I too do miss it. And how has the transition been with no fans? How have you adjusted to that?
You know what? I'm glad I'm working. I'm glad the fighters are performing. And you know what? I got to give credit to the fighters for not missing a beat because it's not easy. No fans. It's just different. And look, I'm glad the fighters are making, doing well and still furthering their careers, but it's not the same, Fred. I
Mhm.
mean, there's no fans. There's no, the energy's there with the fighters, but it's just, it's so different. Even seeing I love seeing all the media members and
Mhm.
seeing you there and chopping it up with you a few hours before the fights and
Mhm.
finding out how you're doing, what's going on. And I appreciate the work that you do
Thank you.
and what you bring to the table because you give a very fair and honest assessment on
Mm.
the sport. And I miss those interactions with people. So that is why it's just so different. It makes me sad to a point, but I'm hopeful that we can get fans back in the arena sooner than later.
And so let's work backwards a little bit.
Yeah.
The Charlo show this past Saturday. How'd you like that?
Look, they looked unbelievable. I mean, I was with them in Houston the week before, Monday and Tuesday.
Sure did. You sure was.
Monday, Jermell on Tuesday. And those guys are just so focused and determined. What I love about them is that they're not satisfied no matter what they do. They want more, 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 more. And that's what brings their edginess about them. Some people say, oh, well, the Charlos are edgy. It's like, no, the Charlos aren't edgy. The Charlos want to be some of the all-time greats in this sport. They know that they can make generational wealth. They're making really good living. I was at Jermell's house a few weeks ago, and he's doing well. But I like that.
Yes.
I love that fire. I like that tenacity. I think we need more of that in the sport. They're not complacent. They're constantly trying to get better. Look, nobody's done that to Sergey Derevyanchenko. Jermall Charlo did. And I don't want to hear that, oh, Golovkin did this to Derevyanchenko and he took his soul and all this other, this and that he's washed up. Derevyanchenko's not washed up. He just ran into a better fighter in Jermall Charlo. And then Jermell, what he was able to do to Rosario, oh my goodness, Fred, I was blown away.
Yeah, I we was having a debate as the show, as a complete show. I was thoroughly impressed with both the Charlos. I have to get used to Jermell's Charlo style. You know, like Jermall is the more conventional, behind the jab, strong jab, deliver the right hand, follow it with a left hook.
Yep.
And Jermell and Derek James have this style that only them two can create. and it's not like a boxing rhythm. It's not an organic boxing cadence. And that's the debate that we were having yesterday. And I'm learning to appreciate it. You know, I'm on the road to appreciation. And I think his power is just uncanny. His power is uncanny.
Well, 7 of his last wins have been by knockout, typically. And Adam Abramowitz went ahead and he mentioned this on his article on SN Boxing. And he mentioned the fact that as you go up in competition, this is the absolute truth. You typically, your knockouts start to go by the wayside. You start to go a little bit, the distance and stuff. You're still picking up wins if you're an elite fighter. But with Jermell, it's been the opposite. The first half of his career is going the distance and stuff. And now we're seeing this resurgence of power. He's wiping guys out left and right. And what he had to do to Jason Rosario on Saturday night, Rosario came in tip-top shape.
Yes.
The boy can crack. Man, can he unload and hammer you away. But Jermell, it's like he got close to the fire, but he didn't get burned. And instead, he burned Jason Rosario.
Yeah, he absolutely did. And you talk about getting burned. So how you know? You haven't been on the show, but similar to like the Boxing Voice show, people send in questions.
Okay, got you.
And you have the right to answer it. If you don't want to answer, you can pass on, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
And but he says, what would you think of a Maul Triple G fight?
I think Jermall Charlo should be the favorite in that fight because I think Triple G, I give him all the respect in the world, but Jermall Charlo is in his physical prime. This guy did not back away from Derevyanchenko. He held his ground in the center of the ring, and he carved up his face. Golovkin has had, I think, as he's gotten older, he's lost half a step, maybe even a full step. I think the fight, in my opinion, that needs to be made, Fred, is Jermall Charlo, Canelo Alvarez. That's the fight that everybody wants to see. It's the two best fighters at 160. Charlo and Andre, okay, fine. If that's the secondary, I don't mind seeing that. But that Jermall Charlo and Canelo Alvarez would pack 80,000 people at Reliance Stadium in Houston. Can you imagine when fans come back to the stadium, with Charlo being from Houston, Canelo being Mexican, what he was able to do against Kirkland and to 35,000 people? I mean, it would be crazy.
Right. And Kirkland is from Texas. I think Houston, something like that. So imagine a bigger name. Man, you just hit a home run with that. I didn't put 2 and 2 together with that last night because I was thinking Canelo's not going to fight him. They going to deliberate. He going to fight a DAZN fighter because the friction between the entities and stuff. So, they don't want to make the money together. It's not going to happen. So Jermall goes off and builds this whole profile. And then he comes back and says, well, this is what the fans want, So, but I like that.
I mean, can you imagine? It
Bring
would
the
be
fans back to that.
It would be a box office bonanza. And look, I'm tired of all the negativity that infiltrates boxing and stuff. PBC and Top Rank worked together on Wilder Fury #2. That went well. It's like, listen, like that's for the higher ups to deal with. But when there is big money to be made on a fight like Canelo and Jermall Charlo, I believe that people in this sport can put egos aside, whatever the case may be, and make the fight that the fans want to see. It would draw crazy revenue at the gate, assuming that we get fans back. It would be a monster on pay-per-view or whatever they want to do, whatever his situation is with DAZN. You might make it like a DAZN pay-per-view and have it on DAZN pay-per-view. And then you could do a regular pay-per-view too. Just like how ESPN and Fox got together on Wilder Fury #2. There's a way to make that happen. It's above my pay grade, but I'm just thinking out loud here, Fred.
No, you're absolutely right. And that would be a great segue, like in terms of real fights. Like that would be a great segue, not unless we get Crawford Spence prior to that. But I think that's a great reintroduction to boxing.
Man, can you imagine? And look, what I like about Canelo is that the guy, I like how he takes control of his own career. He's like, look, I didn't say that I didn't want to fight that guy. You guys said I didn't want to fight that guy. I'll fight anybody. I like how much of an attitude he has. Jermall has the same attitude. And I don't want to hear, this side of the fence or this side of the political aisle. Bottom line is this, Fred, you and I have been around this sport for a long time. If you keep winning and you keep holding on to your title, you can't be denied those big money fights. It ain't going to happen. You keep winning, they can't deny you because you hold the power in your two fists.
Facts. And let's take it back a little because people don't know. I know you. So, but people, if they don't know who you are, and this is going to be a great introduction to you. When did you realize, or when did someone else tell you had that golden voice?
Oh man, I was probably 15, 16. And I mean, I've always wanted to do sportscasting. Yeah. I grew up in the Chicago area watching, the greats. We have a lot of great old sportscasters here in Chicago that cover the Bulls. And I grew up in the Michael Jordan era of the Bulls in their heyday, watching the Bears. I'm a diehard Bears fan, as you know. Very happy with what we're doing right now at 3-0. Big Blackhawks fan. And I grew up in that golden era. And I realized I didn't have much athletic ability to, even at the high school level, et cetera, et cetera. So I got into sportscasting when I was 16, 17 years old, doing public access TV, started following around a guy in the fight business named Miguel Torres, who was an MMA fighter at the time, 135 pounds. It was before MMA was regulated. So we started following him around. I started announcing all of his fights for local access TV, showed him a week later, went to college, did an MMA boxing radio show, started ring announcing locally in MMA, transitioned into boxing. And then from there, I got hooked up with Golden Boy and I started filling in for their guy, Joe Martinez, on their solo book sales series on Telefutura. So I started with them in 11. I was with them 11, 12. early part of 13. And then I got hooked up with Artie Palula at Banner Promotions and did ESPN Friday Night Fights for a few years. Thanks to him and Matt Rowland and Mark Abrams. I made my HBO debut in April of 2015, and then got hooked up with Tom Brown at TGB Promotions in December of 14. And then once, through all of that, was able to meet people within, Heyman Sports, Sam Watson and a lot of, the matchmakers over there and stuff like that. And once TGB Promotions, really started taking off and they started promoting, PBC events, I got with PBC in June of 15 and then really started with them in July of 15, announcing all the ESPN fights, and the rest has been history.
And some of the fans may want to know what moments stand out to you throughout your career.
The moments that stand out for me, the number one moment, Fred, and what's funny is that you and I go way back, and you're going to remember this moment. We were at the Courtyard Marriott on a Tuesday morning before the Mayweather-McGregor tour, and I saw you. I'm like, Fred, man, you're busy. You ready for this? And you're like, man, I don't know what to expect. This is going to be unbelievable. And I really didn't know what to expect. I knew it was going to be massive, but that's the single greatest moment of my career, especially that Friday in London when it was the first time they were in a boxing ring together, and I hosted the London press conference. So I was on the whole tour as the in-arena host on Tuesday, Wednesday, I did LA, Toronto, Brooklyn, London, but I was the host of the full London, press conference with Mayweather McGregor. So there's a moment when we're at the Wembley Arena, 11,000 plus, worldwide television audience. I got Mayweather on one side, McGregor on the other side. I got Dana White, Steven Espinosa, and I'm in the middle of that. And for me to understand, and it hit me, I'm like, you are next to the two biggest names ever in combat sports history, arguably. And it's not going to get much higher than this. That meant the world to me. And I owe so many people, Skip Davis, who passed away a couple of years ago. Skip Davis.
We were in New York.
Did a lot for me. And he was the one when this started being talked about. I'm like, hey, I'd love to be a part of it. He goes, all right, I'll get back to you. And a lot of people, Kelly Swanson, the Browns, Tom and Brittany Goosen Brown, they all went to bat for me when other people weren't. Like, was he experienced enough? They were like, he's ready. And they gave me that opportunity. I was in the car in London when we landed, and Leonard Ellerby looks over at me. He goes, Ray, he goes, you got this? Meaning hosting the London press. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, and this and that. He goes, okay, cool. He goes, I knew you would. He goes, but he goes, I just want to say a couple words. He goes, it's all you. And for Leonard Ellerby, who's been there, done that 50 times over again, to be able to have that much confidence in me, and for us to be able to have that moment. And then after the press conference was over, we got a couple hours of sleep. Skip and I flew back to New York because we had a PBC on Fox event the next night. But that's what we do. That was a big moment. Announcing a fight for World Boxing Super Series. I love international events with Inoue and Donaire, 25,000 people, sold out crowd. That was the biggest fight I've ever ring announced for. 30 million people watching around the world. And then the HBO debut when I did Provodnikov and Matisse. I grew up loving Jim Lampley. I think he's the greatest play-by-play man in boxing history. For Lampley to throw it up to me in the ring, it's like me being 7, 8 years old watching a 29 or 30-year-old me and saying, dang, like, this is a guy who I look up to, who I revere. For him to throw it up to me in the ring in a main event on HBO, that meant the world to me. So those are the three that stand out, Fred.
And in due time, you're going to be throwing it up to somebody and they're going to be like, Ray Flores was
I hope so, my man. I mean, I love being around this sport,
So we got some fights coming up. We have Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. How you like that one?
I think it's going to be a hell of a fight, Fred. Look, I don't know why people are writing off Leo Santa Cruz because they're crazy. I think this is a wonderful stylistic fight because Gervonta's so fast and he's got that one punch knockout power, but he's never faced anybody that is going to come forward and throw as many punches and is going to pressure him like Leo is. Plus, Leo has really good defense. He has underrated boxing skill. I think you were at that fight with Frampton the second time in Las Vegas at the MGM, and Leo showed a new wrinkle to his game. He has underrated defense, But here's the thing. When you throw that many punches in bunches, you leave yourself exposed. If there is such a guy as a sharpshooter, it's Tank Davis. And everything I'm hearing in Las Vegas from Leonard Ellerbe and even people that have sparred him, they go, Gervonta looks so sharp and he's ready. I think that Gervonta has matured, and we've literally watched it in front of our eyes. People are so easily ready to criticize young fighters. It's like, can you imagine if I was 22 and they gave me a couple $1 million, I would have been a total degenerate and a screw up. These guys are on the highest level of prize fighting, and they're on the world stage. You can't expect them to totally be model citizens. Now, I'm not saying what some of the things that they do are correct. I'm not sticking up for them. All I'm saying is that some of the things people get on them for no reason. I think Tank has matured, and I think he's ready for a big moment against Leo Santa Cruz. I think it's an even fight.
You have an even fight. Wow,
I think it's an even fight.
And October 17th, the week before, we have
Lomachenko. I think that's a fight. Listen, I know Lomachenko. People are on the Lomachenko bandwagon, pound for pound. He has accomplished a lot. When I saw Teofimo Lopez, what do I think about the franchise? I'll answer that right after this.
Okay.
I think that Teofimo Lopez, he has an edge about him. This guy he kind of reminds me of the Charlos a little bit. You know, he's got a belt, but he's not happy. He wants to go and he wants to pressure, Lomachenko. He's been running his mouth about Lomachenko. I'm like, man, either he's going to back it up or he's going to get smashed. There's not going to be one way or the other. I think Teofimo Lopez is a very live underdog in this fight, Fred. And what do I think about the franchise belt? Do I think there are too many weight classes in boxing? Listen, the franchise belt, I mean, look, the WBC, they are the holy grail when it comes to sanctioning bodies. I would like to see, though, across the board, one champion in per sanctioning body in a division. So interim titles, regular champions, one champion, okay? You know what I mean? Like, if we want to do a number one contender, if you want to do a regular champion and an interim champion, if the regular champion hasn't been able to fight for a year, but you don't want to strip him, fine, do an interim champion. But then when the regular champion comes back, they have to fight each other right then and there. From a weight class standpoint, I like having a lot of weight classes because fighters have a hard enough time making weight as is. I look at what's happening in MMA, and I see guys that are really putting themselves in overall risk from a health standpoint. I don't like it. It makes me sad. It makes me worried. In boxing, it's not that much of a jump. 54 to 60, 47 to 54, 40 to 47. I think it's important to have it because it's about the safety of the fighters. If you had 15 pounds difference, guys would be sucking themselves dry even that much crazier to make the weight. So I'm okay with the weight classes.
Okay. Would you want to take a few phone calls as well?
Yeah, let's do it, Fred.
Okay, yeah. Tay Jones is in the building.
That's that guy is ready to explode. I'm telling you, Fred, this guy, I mean, he got the raw end of the deal against Indongo. This guy is smart. He's intelligent. He's a hell of a fighter. Tay Jones is the real deal.
Tay Jones, the phone lines are open, man. Feel free to call in. So who's some of the fighters that you get excited to see?
Deontay Wilder, hands down. I mean,
really? He's your guy?
I mean, the guy is, you know how The Rock used to say, I'm the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. To me, even after the loss to Tyson Fury, when Deontay Wilder comes out and he steps in that ring, it is pure entertainment. I'm calling the fight, but I'm on the edge of my seat because you never know when he's going to land that rocket of a right hand. And some of the things that I've seen this man do and what he's accomplished, that's why, Fred, it pissed me off. It really pissed me off when people were writing him off and saying, oh, he's so limited and this and that. You're not the heavyweight champion of the world for 5 years.
Facts.
And aren't, he's a world-class fighter. Fighters lose. If we had that mentality back in the day of Arturo Gatti, Mickey Ward, there would never be a Mickey Ward. There'd never be an Arturo Gatti. Emmanuel Augustus was a hell of a fighter. It's okay to lose. Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time, lost. and yet came back and looked amazing. I don't understand this negativity of why people are shredding Deontay Wilder when he lost to a hell of a fighter in
Absolutely.
Tyson Fury. But Deontay Wilder, though, to me, when that man is in the ring, I'm calling the fight. But I'm so excited to see what's about to happen.
When did he catch your attention, and what knockout made you say, "Okay, that's the one"?
You know what? What was it? I think he fought like, oh my gosh, when he was fighting like the StubHub Center.
I remember
2013 on like shows.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I was working like Golden Boy fights and stuff. I
Yeah,
wasn't there, but I was watching everything. It was like Showtime Extreme. Like,
I remember
the
them.
Showtime Extreme prelims before you do them on YouTube. I remember watching him, and I'm like, okay, here's a bronze medalist from the Olympics, and I saw him, and I was like, oh man, like this dude is bad. And then to watch him grow and develop and to see what he did to Stavern the first fight and then his title defenses and stuff, I knew back in 2013, I'm like, this guy could be special. And when he beat Stavern back in January 15, I said, he is special. And just with his performances, I was just, blown away by what he continued to do. And then the knockout against Brazil, what he did to Chris Arreola, what he did to Berman Stavern the second time. It's like, oh my gosh, like it's just like when I hear those thuds of Deontay Wilder's shots, Fred, I mean, being there and being ringside, it's inhumane the kind of power and the sound that he connects upon.
We got a first call. What's up? Where we at? 314. What's up?
What's going on, bro?
Oh, what's up, Coach? What's up?
Sweet baby Ray, what's going on?
What's up, my man? How are you?
It's Coach Cunningham.
Oh, Steve Cunningham. Man,
Kev Cunningham.
What's up, Kev?
What's going on, man?
Hey, congratulations on the victory with Erickson Lubin a couple weeks ago. I thought he looked marvelous.
Yeah, man. We some fights you get a rumble, some fights you get a chess match. So the bottom line is to make sure you come out on top, whatever the situation is. You make the proper adjustments, and that's what we did. And Terrell Goucher, he's an elite 154 pounder, and so he knows what he's doing in there also. So nobody's just running across the ring and running him over. So it turned out to be more of a chess match. So when you're in a chess match, you win chess matches. When you're in a rumble, you got to find a way to win a rumble. So that's how it played out, and we in the got the win, and we in the mandatory spot. But what's going on, Ray? Man, it's good. I got two. I looked up and seen two of my favorite people on the team, so I had to give y'all a call.
All right, we appreciate that, Coach Ken. That's love, man. That's love.
I appreciate it. Hey, Fred, I got a story about Kevin Cunningham real quick.
Okay.
I met Kevin, and I don't know if you remember this, Kevin. I met Kevin Cunningham when I was 19 years old for Columbia College Radio.
You was a college student, man.
I was a college student. I was covering the sport. It was my first big fight that I was covering. And Kevin Cunningham came on and was in the corner with David Diaz when David Diaz beat Eric Morales at the Allstate Arena. And I remember interviewing Kevin because I'm a lifelong boxing fan. I'm like, man, Kevin Cunningham's with David Diaz. And Kevin gave me 15 to 20 minutes. Fred, he treated me like I was like Dan Rayfield or Kevin Iole. That's how he treated me when I was 19 years old. And I looked like I was 15, but Kevin treated me with respect and was just 100 with me the entire time. So I've known Kevin for well over 10 years, probably even 14 years, Kevin, something like that.
Yeah. And you were there when I think we fought. I had Corey Spinks fight on ESPN in Chicago.
Yep.
We did a lot of stuff on that when we were in Chicago. We did a lot of stuff during that time too. But yeah, I had David Diaz win the WBC against Eric Morales.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time together on that one. Yep.
Man, those are some great memories and stuff. And what I love about you, Kevin, is that, and I mentioned this, you are a disciplinarian. It doesn't matter who it is. And I talked to Erickson Lubin, and I talked to a lot of the fighters. And Fred, you know this. Some guys, trainers, they change when a star comes in or whatever. Kevin Cunningham is the same all the time. And for me, that's even that much more respect for him.
Yeah, yep. That's you know.
Lost you.
Some guys
you back
can't
now.
handle that.
Yeah.
You know, you get some guys that they want to be around trainers that kiss ass and do all that. I don't do all that. You know, I'm gonna give you 100%. I'm gonna give you a great training camp, a great strategy, a great game plan, and make sure you're ready for elite level fights. But I ain't good at kissing ass, so I ain't the guy for that. You know.
I love that, Kev. I'm excited to see you back. Who do you got next coming up?
I got a couple of guys in there, but we still waiting on some dates to see, everybody, about to get back in the gym and get rolling, but nobody has any dates just yet. We talking about some dates, but we don't have any dates just yet. But speaking on you guys were talking about Jermell Charlo a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see Jermell Charlo fight either Caleb Plant or
Jermall.
Benavidez.
Jermall at 160.
Jermall, yeah.
Okay,
Jermall,
okay.
Jermall, not Jermell. Jermall. I'd like to see Jermall fight Caleb Plant or Benavidez if Benavidez can make 68. I think Jermall can go up to 68 and that way to fit him just as well as 60 because he's a big 60. So I like to see Jermall fight either one of those guys. I think that those two fights will make great fights for Jermall. What y'all think?
I like it. Fred, what do you think? I like them both.
That's a man. I would love to see how Jermall responds to Caleb Plant's tricks.
Man.
Like Caleb Plant is going to put him in a mental position that's going to make him either be a lion or be a puppy. You know what I mean? Like, because he's going to apply that mental pressure. If I was a betting man, I would have it 57-43 Plant right now. If you give Jermall 3 fights at 68, I would probably have it. No, shit, Caleb might be better. So I would have 57-43 right now in favor of Plant. I would suggest that.
I like them both, especially if the big fights for some reason or another at 60 can't happen for Jermall. I mean, look, go up to 68, get a couple fights under your belt, man. Him and Benavidez, though, I mean, that would be pure violence. I mean, that would just be violent all over.
Ray, you talked about him and Canelo, but if that fight, if politics prevents the big fight with Canelo with Jermall, can you imagine Jermall and Benavidez in Texas? Same scenario.
You could put that at the baseball stadium at Minute Maid, and they'll sell out 40,000.
Yeah, man. So
I think Kevin's onto something, Fred. Kevin's onto something here.
Yeah, he might be.
Yeah, I just try to look at a scenario to where the politics can't come in and interrupt and look at the path of least resistance. And these are fights that everybody's on the same side of the street, so those are easier fights to make. And they're also big fights. I mean, now Canelo is the big dog. That's the big horse. Yeah. So nothing's bigger than a Canelo fight. But Canelo's got legalities going on right now. It's a whole lot of stuff going on with Canelo. So I mean, I think these are two fights. If I was Jermall, these are two of the biggest fights that I think Jermall could possibly make, because I don't see anything else that you would call big at 160 for Jermall.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right.
I know that Eubank was talking about that he wants the winner of it and stuff, but I mean, Eubank is an unknown quantity here in the United States. So I mean, we'll see what happens.
That ain't what you call a big fight.
Yeah, you're right.
Because now he's on pay-per-view now. So
exactly.
Yeah, you're right. I actually like that Benavidez Charlo fight. I like that. I like that's a middle of the ring fight that, like you say, pure violence. Ooh, I don't know who wins that one. I mean,
I like both fights. I like Plant Charlo and Benavidez Charlo. I like either one of those fights.
Yeah,
I'm with it. I like what Kev brought to the, I like what Kev came up with. I'm a fan of both.
Yeah. So but both brothers looked really good the other night. You know what I'm saying? I was expecting a little more out of Rosario, but hey, it is what it is. People can debate and predict, but once the fighters get in the ring, the fights get fights play out the way they play out. And, you can say he looked like a killer. I mean, especially at 154. I mean, that division is the most competitive division in boxing because anybody can beat anybody in that division on any given night.
That's true.
It is my favorite division. And the funny thing about that, Ray and Coach Kev, is I like everybody down there. So I always I say I love y'all, but I got to do my prediction. I love all y'all. Don't get mad at me. I love all y'all motherfuckers. But yeah, that's a great division, man. I love them. I love them all. I have an average to good relationship with every 154 guy in that division. So it's well, maybe with not Jermell now because I didn't give him, but I think all of them are fucking great athletes, great ambassadors for the sport, and they all are individuals. You know, I mean, because
you saw my prediction, right? My prediction was recorded out in the media. The press printed what my prediction was.
You called it.
8-round stoppage.
Yeah, you called
Charlo.
it. You did call it. I follow you on Instagram.
Yeah, but I didn't expect that jab to. I've never seen anybody get stopped with a jab to the stomach like that. But hey, it was what it was. You know what I mean? So anybody can get hit with a shot, and I guess he took the wind out of them or whatever. But I think prior to that, I think Rosario had tasted some shots that he didn't like too well, and I think some of that had something to do with that jab to the belly just was the end of it. You know what I mean?
When he was convulsing too, I mean, when they started reaching the count of 5 and 6, and he started convulsing, it was like, well, this one's over.
Yeah, I was like, stop counting.
I mean, there's no need.
Yeah, he ain't getting up, So, but yeah.
Yeah, but hey, like I said, I congratulate both brothers. They look terrific. They handled their business. They talk the talk. They walk the walk. They taking on the big challenges. So you got to give them their props, man.
Yeah, you're right. And
you got even though my guy wants some get back, and I think he's earned the right. He's put himself in the mandatory position for the rematch. So that's what we're looking forward to, but we'll see what happens. You know how the game goes, anything can happen, and so we'll see what happens with that. But I think Lubin's a totally different fighter now, and I think that rematch will look definitely different than with the first fight. Look, that's for sure. So we're hoping to get the opportunity. So if anybody deserves it, and Charlo is the man. He
is the man.
He's the undisputed junior middleweight champion in my eyes. I mean, he's got the big three: the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF. When I came along, I had undisputed welterweight champion. Corey Spinks was undisputed, and he had the WBC, the IBF, and the WBA. And anybody that won the big three majors, they were considered undisputed. I know this WBO is out there, but I mean, nobody even knows the guy that's holding that belt, Teixeira. So I mean, me personally, me personally, I see Jermell Charlo as the undisputed junior middleweight champion of the world. He's the undisputed champ.
I agree with Coach Kevin. Absolutely, 100%.
I mean, he's earned the right to hold that title in my eyes. So, but I mean, like I said, that division, it's a hell of a division, and on any given night, anybody can be beat. I mean, you got Jared Hurd. He was the boogeyman at one time.
He was.
He got knocked off. Lara was reigning, as reigning supreme at one time. He got knocked off. J-Rock knocked off the boogeyman Hurd. He got knocked off by Rosario. Rosario got knocked out by Gallimore. Lubin beat Gallimore.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's musical chairs.
I mean, the division those are the type of fights and divisions that'll help bring the sport back, because people
Sure.
want to see competitive fights. They want to see evenly matched fights. And I think the 154-pound division is the most competitive division. I'm not saying it's the greatest division in boxing, but it's the most competitive division, because everybody's like neck and neck in the division. The top 9 or 10 guys are they're right there. It's not like there's 1 or 2 guys at 154 and then there's a big drop off. You got like 7 or 8 guys that's right there neck and neck. You can make some great fights when you got a division that's loaded like that.
Very true. I mean, he's spot on. Look, the top 10, anybody can be beaten. There's no easy fight there at 54.
It's tough. That's a tough way to make a living. That's a tough way to make a living, dog. I'm either losing weight or gaining weight. I got to make a decision. You know what I mean? That's a tough way to make a living, because there's some guys I can get away with at 47. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Yeah, and then there's rumors that Derevyanchenko I saw where his management is talking about bringing him down to 54. So the division may even get even loaded, even more loaded.
And then you got Brandon Adams moving down to 54 as well. Sheesh. It's a tough division.
And, Sean Porter, he's talking about fighting 1 or 2 more fights at 47 and going to 54.
Yeah. Man.
I would like to see Sean Porter fight a tall guy at 54.
But you gotta realize this.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta realize this, Fred.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Porter fought in the Olympic trials and fought at the Nationals in the amateurs at 165.
Yeah.
Sure you got to look at Terrell Goucher. He went to the Olympics at 165.
True.
He was knocking people out in the amateurs at 165.
Man.
But, you got to really know your boxing to know what you're dealing with, a lot of people kind of overlook Terrell Goucher because he's a little patient. He could be a little more aggressive. But if you go after him real aggressive, he fights off his defense and he'll make you pay. And so that's why when he's fought the top level guys, they haven't been just reckless with him, because he knows what he's doing in there. He's an elite fighter, whether you like his style or not. You know what I'm saying? So, the elite guys, they made you it takes a really elite guy to beat a guy like that, because he's elite enough to make you pay if you make a mistake and you're reckless with him.
He's so true. It's someone you don't want to be in his wheelhouse too long, because then it could be,
right.
he can turn your lights out.
Right. That's exactly right. So, Fred, man, you keep doing your thing, man.
I appreciate you.
The barbershop conversation, man.
We hot this motherfucker.
Hey, man, you leading the way, man.
Thank you,
leading
dog.
the way out there on that YouTube.
Thank you,
leading
bro.
the way, man. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you.
Sweet baby Ray, keep doing your thing, man.
You're
I
right.
appreciate it, Coach Kev. Always enjoy talking with you.
It's a beautiful thing when I see you doing your thing at this level, because I saw you when you first started, like you said. You was 19 years old in college, trying to make it happen. Now you at the highest level doing it. Keep doing your thing, man. Proud.
Appreciate it, Coach Cat. That means a lot coming from you. Very blessed.
All right, y'all take it easy.
You take care, Coach.
Thank you, Coach Cat.
Right.
Wasn't that awesome, Fred?
Yeah, what a spontaneous
Man.
Super spontaneous. Thank you. You never know who's listening. And he wanted to fuck with you, man. So that's pretty dope. Dahlia has a question. Oh, by the way, Sweet Baby Ray's. Have you been there in Santa Monica, Baby Ray's or something like that?
I have not. No, I got a little bit of news to break to you. I moved back to Chicago a couple of weeks ago and stuff. So I'm back in Chicago and stuff like that. You know, wanted to come, be closer to the family and everything else. And, you know, kind of, you know, trying to change some things up a little bit. But you know what? I didn't go to Sweet Baby Ray's in Santa Monica. But, you know, I got mad love for LA, though.
Oh, okay.
I got mad love for LA, Fred.
Okay, well, enjoy shoveling that snow in about 5 weeks.
It's all good. But
hey, Dahlia wants to ask you, is Terrence Crawford still fighting Brook?
I heard November 14th, right? That's what I'm
saying. Yeah, I heard November. I think they're going to have to work that out because it's either going to be him or Josecito Lopez.
Yeah, I think I'm seeing everything about Brook and stuff like that. So I think that's almost pretty much academic. So, I mean, you know, if Terrence Crawford's going to do that, then by all means. I mean, you know, Kell Brook's been a world champion. You know, let's see what happens there. What can the mainstream media do to keep the pressure on to unify the 154 Battalion, Charlo and Andre, even rematch instead of fighting Yildirim? I think what's going to the Sweet Science Examiner, Fred, you know what I think is going to have to happen there is I think it's going to have to be a WBC call in the sense that with Canelo being the franchise champ, and Charlo being the regular champion, it's totally up to it, in my opinion, if the WBC forces the hand of Canelo. Now, that's a slippery slope here because with Canelo being the cash cow of the sport, you got to know when to push and when to pull back. So it all depends on how far the WBC is willing to push. But also, before we get into anything with him, he's got to figure out his legal issues with DAZN and Golden Boy. I mean, that's like a weird like trio that's going on over there.
Everybody lying to each other.
Just like everyone's, you know, and it's like they got to handle that.
Sure.
But what's unfortunate about it, Fred, is that Canelo is a top pound for pound fighter, and he's in his physical prime. So it's like whatever you guys got to do legally, figure that out soon, so that we can get one of the best fighters in the sport back in the ring. And again, like I want to see everybody do well because you know what? Like it's better for the sport. It's better for you. It's better for me. It's better for the fans. I want to see everybody do well. And all this infighting stuff, whatever, like that's above my pay grade. Like I want to see everybody do well. Let's see Canelo and let's see Jermall Charlo if that can happen. But I think the WBC could have a role in making that happen.
No, you're right. And like as I just mentioned, imagine Canelo, Charlo to bring the fans back.
Man,
bring the fans back.
Oh my gosh! I mean, it would be on epic proportions.
And I think that's maybe what Steven Espinoza was thinking when he said, like he was applying a little bit of pressure, like he's kind of like telling the people, like leading in, like, oh, I'll definitely want Canelo if it opens up. So you got a podcast too going. You got a podcast Saturdays before the show.
So what we do is I got every week before the week I got a PBC Instagram live thing, and then I work. I do a lot of times. This past week we did a Zoom thing before the pay-per-view and stuff. It was a virtual mixer, like a cocktail reception. You know how it is before big fights and stuff like that. You know, we had it going on, but before a lot of like the Showtime fights and the Big Fox fights, I work with Brittany Goosen Brown, Vice President at TGB Promotions. She's one of my best friends in the entire world. She works her butt off under her dad, Tom Brown. So we kind of break down the fights a little bit. We answer questions from fans on our Instagram pages and stuff like that on Instagram Live. And we go back and forth, and Brittany gives us the promoter's perspective, what she's dealing with from a paperwork standpoint and all the things that she has to do because she's got a million things going on, and I break down the cards. So that's what we do before the big Showtime and the Big Fox fights.
Yeah, and I will say one thing about Brittany is I'm going to tell y'all right now, I swear before God, I'm not lying to you. Go to her Instagram stories on Saturdays before the fights. Her fucking sense of humor is
awesome,
like,
right?
oh, she just got an uncanny sense of humor, and it's funny. And if you understand like real life in boxing, and you have a sense of humor, you gonna love her stories. Like for real, for real. You know what I mean? Trap Rob says Canelo retires within 2 years.
No way. No way.
He needs that money, right?
I mean, man, if you could go ahead and make almost $500 million potentially, I mean, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Unless he gets really, really hurt or severely hurt, I don't see that happening at all.
And we got December 19th. We got Wilder Fury 3.
And that's what that. So that's still the date, then, Fred. I mean,
Yeah,
I hope that's still the date.
Yeah, that's the deal they're working with, December 19th, because the Raiders are away that week.
Talk about an early Christmas present. And I tell you what, you better not count out Deontay Wilder. I know Fury's training already and stuff like that, but this is a Deontay Wilder from what I've heard. And the thing is, and you know this, with the prize fighter that loses the first time, they're either going to go one of two ways. They're either going to self-implode or two, they're going to come back with this vengeance and with this determination that we've never seen before. I think that we see the most focused, the most determined, the most dialed in Deontay Wilder that we've ever seen. I'm scared of what we're going to see on December 19th because Deontay Wilder is going to come out, and I think it's going to be pure violence.
Fat Cat wants to ask you, what's your thoughts on Fury Glovegate as well as Paulie's comments?
Fury Glovegate, listen, I don't know enough about it. I've seen different things. I don't know enough about it. Being an outsider looking in, I see both sides of the argument, but he hasn't been proven guilty of anything. Not to say that anything couldn't have happened or whatever, but listen, if he hadn't been busted yet, whatever, a third fight's going to happen. So with that being said, all parties are now on that much more alert is what I'll say. So however side you look at it, it sounds terrible, but like I'm in the middle. I'm a moderate. I could see both sides of the argument. I haven't seen enough either way to let me lead. He's totally innocent. He's totally guilty. I'm in the middle. Third fight signed, sealed, and delivered from what it sounds like. Let's have them figure it out in that ring underneath the lights where they're supposed to figure out things. Because listen, Deontay Wilder's got that right hand. And if whatever happened, Deontay Wilder can make him pay severely on December 19th if that fight transpires then.
You're absolutely right. And did you catch Paulie's comments?
What was Paulie's comments again? What did he say?
Paulie said, racism doesn't exist in 2020.
It certainly does. So I completely disagree with Paulie's comments. I know Paulie. I like him. I mean, him and we've worked together, but it absolutely still exists in 2020. And it's upsetting and it pisses me off. But I think we need to continue to come together as a society, raising awareness and making sure that this doesn't happen for I don't have kids, but like for our children and our children's children, because right now is the time where it's a make or break point within our society where we're either going to go one way or the other. Let's move forward and let's not go backwards or let's not stay neutral, because I see the outcry that's going on from a social standpoint, Fred. And it's like people are tired of us being stuck in neutral or us going backwards. That's the whole bottom line that's happening amongst all of what's happened, transpired over the past several months. I understand why people are upset, and I myself am upset. We're tired of being stuck in neutral or going backwards. We need to move forward as a society and as a group and as minorities and stuff. We're not trying to say that one group is better than the other, because that's not the truth. All we're saying is that can we all come under one roof and be treated as equal? We're not saying we want more benefits or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. We're just stuck. We're tired of being stuck in neutral. No going backwards. Let's move forward and let's all get a fair shake. That's all you can ask for in this world is an opportunity.
Well said. Have you experienced racism?
Yeah, I've experienced racism when I lived a couple of probably 4 or 5 years ago. I was living in Lincoln Park in Chicago, which is, right outside of downtown. And I was driving around my car and I got pulled over by a police officer. And he goes, hey, what are you doing in this neighborhood? I'm like, well, I live, a couple blocks down. He goes, he was, Caucasian cop, fine, I was being very respectful. He goes, you don't look like you live around here.
Wow.
I was like, well, what does that mean? And he was like, he's like, license registration. So I showed it to him, whatever. He goes, I'm like, and I literally told him, I go, officer, I go, with all due respect, I'm like, if you want me to go to my apartment, I have the lease in my place. You can walk me into my apartment. I told him, but I'm like, if you want, like, I'm just, I don't, when it comes to cops, I don't, way too many, but he was like, you don't live around here, where do you live? And I told him, he goes, well, I didn't even have a rolling stop. He just stopped me because I looked, quote unquote, suspicious. I wasn't even wearing a hoodie or nothing, Fred. I was wearing like a track jacket and sweatpants and whatever. But for someone to say you don't look like you live around here stuff, I mean, come on now. But I mean, you have to, I was cordial, was nice. And, and it's like what they said in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when Chaz went, and he was in the court and they go, you can lower your hands. He goes, nope, I'm not going to lower my hands, and stuff like that. And that's the absolute truth. Like my father, who's a school teacher in Northwest Indiana, told me, if you ever get pulled over, hands on 10 and 2. That's exactly what you do. And everything that I do. And I'm not saying, look, I have friends of mine, dear friends, family members, or police officers, but I always ask a police officer whenever I get pulled over, and it hasn't happened often, thank God, knock on wood here, but I always ask them, can I reach for my wallet? My wallet is in my pocket. They say yes. I'm like, okay. And I tell them I'm reaching for my ID in my wallet. Can I get my registration? I'm always asking before I do the action. And as I'm doing the action, I'm telling them what I'm doing because, I mean, I just don't want to be put in a bad position.
Absolutely right. Amen to that. Andre got a question. Ray, thanks for coming on. And I appreciate you coming on too. Thank you, Ray.
Oh, thank you for the invite.
All the time. Ray, thanks for coming on. Oh, you like.
Yeah. Let's see. What does boxing have to do different to have bigger impact on the American sports scene in 2021? I appreciate it. My bad, Fred. I got caught up a little bit.
No, because they'll tell you I get tongue tied. I think it's at 10 o'clock. I can read all of those before like 10 o'clock. After 10 o'clock, I just get tongue tied. And I'm like, what did this say?
Oh man. What does boxing have to do to have a bigger impact on the American sports scene in 2021? I think the bigger crossover fights are going to happen. And Fred, I think we were very close to seeing that, especially with the success of Wilder Fury 2. Yes. I worked that event. You were around it, and I saw Wilder Fury. Everyone worked well together on the PBC, TGB, Top Rank side. I think if we wouldn't have had COVID-19, we would have maybe seen Spence Crawford, or we would have been really close to it. So that's why I think the bigger fights, once fans come back, we're going to see crossover fights. But again, fans have to come back because promoters, it's hard for promoters to pay these guys what they're worth without having the revenue from the gate. I mean, some of the biggest, you're looking at Wilder Fury 2 did what, like $20 million or $15 million at the gate. That's a lot of money to divide up between both guys. We need to have fans back in the arenas. And what upsets me is that some of these MMA fans are like, well, if the UFC can do it, how come boxing can't? It's like, because UFC fighters are getting paid, a lot of them are getting paid peanuts. Like they're getting paid nothing. There's one big dog in MMA right now, and that's the UFC. So they can dictate what the fighters get paid. And if fighters are willing to accept that, hey, God bless you. I'm not going to tell you how to earn your living. But fans need to understand boxing is a little bit different. Fighters get paid a lot more. There are more networks that are involved. It's not just one guy or one group calling the shots. You have fighters on Top Rank side. You got fighters in Golden Boy side, on PBC side. You got fighters in, the UK with Matchroom and stuff. So people need to temper their expectations. Those big fights are going to happen in 2021 when fans can come back. And I think it's only going to be better for the sport. Plus, Fred, we're around these guys. A lot of these guys, this is the healthiest I've seen boxing in a long time. Young, hungry champions who want to fight each other and want to prove that they're the baddest man on the planet.
Facts. We got a call in, man. 305. What? Oh, yo, we do intros here, by the way. I don't know if you know, we do intros. We got Pastor Usher Deacon 305, and we got nicknames and shit, man. We be chilling in here every night.
I love it.
What's up, man?
What's good? What's good? What's good, everyone? Hey, what's up, Ray?
How are you? Everything's great. How is everything?
Hey, man, too blessed. Too blessed to be stressed.
Jesus.
Yeah. Hey, I got Yeah, I was hearing. First of all, I want to thank you for what you just said, and I commend you for saying that. And I always thought you was a cool cat, but what you just explained, a lot of guys who are working in television do not have the cojones to speak honestly like you just did. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to thank you for that, man.
Oh, I mean, it's the absolute truth. I mean, the one thing is, and Fred, you've known me for a long time, is that I connect with fighters, and because I'm real, and I'm not going to shy away and say, hey, the world is a lovely place, because right now it's not, but it's in a phase where we can change, and people are listening now more than ever. So you want an opportunity as an individual, as a society, we have the golden opportunity right now to make some significant changes that have been a long time coming, that will affect generations to come. So we either make these changes now, or we just continue with the status quo, and the same thing will continue to repeat itself. And that needs to stop. So we need to move forward as a society, and from all races. I mean, because we should all be sick of it. No matter if you're white, Hispanic, black, Asian, don't matter. We should all be sick of what's happening to individuals across this country.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, man. I really do.
Well, thank you very much for the kind words.
Absolutely. I appreciate your kind words, and not just kind words, but your honesty. That's the point.
I appreciate it.
When you guys were saying that you guys, I know you know boxing pretty good. With that jab to the body, you guys say y'all never really seen nothing like that before, right?
Not the reaction, definitely not.
Not the reaction. No. I think Kovalev did it to Anthony Yardy a year ago or something, and he hit him with the
right.
jab.
Yeah. But I was gonna go a little deeper with the Ray Mercer. Not only did he stop the guy, he knocked him through the ropes. he with a jab to the body. Do y'all remember that?
No, you got to send it to me.
Yeah. I seen that fight live. I think that was where he was trying to come back to. That wasn't when he was on his that top level. He was trying to do a comeback, and on his comeback, he jabbed the guy to the body, knocked him through the ropes, and it was over. That Ray Mercer had one of the most powerful jabs in the game. You know what I'm saying? Besides Larry Holmes. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Huh?
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah. Absolutely. Fred, I watched the fight with you. It's a spot, bro. You was getting really animated. Who you really thought was gonna win the fight, Fred?
Who?
Out of Jermell and Rosario.
I picked Jermell by split decision.
Oh, you called it by split?
I thought the fight was going to be closer. I thought I had both Charlos winning by split decision.
How did you think Jermall do?
I thought Jermall did great. I thought he did good. I rewatched the fight mentally, and I had it 8-4, but he had about 4 dominant rounds to me, I thought.
Right. Right. I actually think Jermell did better. I think his defense and his offense was absolutely just confusing Rosario, because he was putting pressure on, but it was not effective. You get what I'm saying? He was landing shots here and there. He'll hit with a combination. He was landing some good shots. And what else? You know what else to show? Man, Charlo, them boys got a hell of a chin, bro.
They got beards on them.
World class chin, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about in the power complete package. And don't ever get tired. Listen. Jermell, he really showed up to me. I mean, the big brother, I think I used some stronger words on a different show when I said that he was exposed. I don't think I should have used the word exposed. What I was trying to say is that what was shown that his defense ain't as good as his baby brother. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's not as stellar as his baby brother. What baby? Which one is oldest?
Jermall is
Jermall, right?
Yeah, Jamal's the older one, 160.
Right. Yeah.
One.
I think that the pressure that was being put on him, the guy was being a little more effective than Rosario was with Jermall. What you think?
See that? I can see that. I definitely can see that. He was getting a little not frustrated, but bothered. Is that the term?
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
He has to work on his inside game.
I think the same, you know, in terms of like, look, Jermall fought a guy, and Jermall's style is a little bit different than Jermell. Jermall likes to take control of the center of the ring, pop you with your jab, and he knew that Darren Chico was going to come forward. Jermell has a little bit of a different style, as Fred pointed out, and Jermell was tying up with Rosario. He threw off his rhythm.
Right.
So it was just a different stylistic fight for both guys. I think Jermall showed a lot in the sense that he held his ground against a guy that's typically used to backing you up. So it was the bravado, it was the tenacity of him to show, like, look, you're not about to back me up. Whereas Jermell, you know.
Right, yeah. Now, hey, he did his thing, but again, I just thought that the baby brother did much better to me. I mean, both of them did great because they both won, obviously. But the performance, if you go back and just watch it, that Rosario really wasn't effective. He just was there to be knocked out. You just didn't know when it was coming, but it was coming.
Well, he started fading, especially after that second knockdown. He never recovered after that second knockdown.
Right, exactly. And when he was talking when the fight was over, he said as much. He said that the reason why the guy reacted to the jab to the body, he felt like it was previous shots.
Wow.
And he felt like, it just was accumulation. So when he did land the body shot, it was just coup de grace. That was it. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I don't want to.
Thank you so much.
Hey, I appreciate you, Fred. You allow me to talk to the best, bro.
Oh, the best.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. All right.
Have a good one.
All right. We got a special guest, man.
Block call me black, man. No, they trying to stretch us.
Hey.
Oh, there's Tay. What's up, man?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Man, we're just hanging out.
Man, I just wanted to come holler at you. That's all, man.
So we've been having a good time, Fred and I. We've been chopping it up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm paying attention. I'm back and forth looking at my numbers and stuff. So
hey, he's in the lab right now, Fred.
He's in the lab. I know.
Hey, in the lab right now.
When this motherfucker hit, he know damn well between 8 and 9, I'm in Lincoln and Kennedy mode. When this motherfucker called, all right, this motherfucker had another good day. This motherfucker. I'm like, I'm with kids, motherfucker. What you calling me for?
Man, I just be trying to put my people on game. That's all, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, he had a hell of a day today, Fred. I mean, man.
Yeah. 2 days ago too. Well, what a Thursday? Was it Thursday?
Thursday too. Yeah. Yeah.
Last Thursday. Yeah.
I'm trying to get it in.
Yeah.
We got some really baseball tomorrow, so I know he's already dicing those up.
Man, I'm all right. Yes, sir. I'm ready to go right now.
Facts.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it's a good show, man. I just had to chime in and say what's up to my brother, man. That's all.
Appreciate you.
I would appreciate you, Tay. You know that all day, man.
Already, you know.
Hey, and I told you when it comes to a little bit of that glove thing, whatever, man, like D can make him pay, underneath them lights for whatever the case may be.
Hey, look, man. King on rise.
Hey, yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to shut that dude up.
Man, oh man,
it's gonna happen, man.
Be a hell of a night.
It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Just got to go out there and perform. That's all.
Facts.
That's it. Just keep putting in the atmosphere. It'll happen.
Well, you making it happen on your end with a lot of things, man. So
Yes, sir.
you know,
I'm on this bed rest right now, but hey, I'm making it happen.
that's 2 more months, man, and then you're back. And I'm telling you, I can't wait to see this man. This man had Ndongo shook a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that he wasn't even you don't even have 10 fights yet.
Nah, I got 6.
6 fights and you fought Ndongo. Like, are you kidding me? Like, who's got the cojones? I mean, they talking about me having cojones.
Former IBF champ.
Who's got the cojones to go ahead and do that against an ex-world champion like that? Come on now.
Oh yeah, man. You know when I don't give a damn who you put in front of me. Shit, your ass is grass. Hey, that's how I was raised. Your ass grass. So you put your pants and drawers on just like me.
Facts.
I love it, man. Well, I can't wait to see you back, man, in that ring doing what you do best.
Oh yeah, for sure. And y'all have a good night, man. I'm just chiming in, talking my shit. You know.
I appreciate it, Tay, as always, man.
No problem.
All right, that's love, Tay. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, I appreciate Tay for making this happen too. We got another beam in too. Where did niggas be at when they say they doing it? Hey, what's up? So this is Pastor Paul. You're gonna have to deal with him, okay? He says, I have a question. Anyways, go ahead. Listen. What's up, Terrence? See, you're muted. Yeah, let me unmute you.
There we go.
What's
All
up?
right, go ahead. Hey, how you feel?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. Mr. Flores, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Just had Tay, the Golden Warrior Jones, on the B-Men, and I've made my personal mission to try to get this man a better fight. He fought Ndongo. He hurt Ndongo. Ndongo won't give him a rematch. So we see that Tay Jones has a higher quality than what his record shows. So Tay needs to be on Showbox or something. And I'd like to see people promoting that. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the LDBC, mainstream media. Tay Jones should be in people's mouths, you know what I'm saying, in order to get him, you know what I'm saying, out there, because he deserves better than what he's getting.
I completely agree with you.
And on the other I didn't call to talk about that, but I saw Tay come on there, so I was like, you know what I'm saying, no, that's got to be said. But the other aspect is, the other thing I want to talk about is the Charlo brothers. Those dudes, man, they showed up and showed out.
It's a great show.
How many African American fighter brothers that you would see that can have put on that type of show in history? Other than them, it would be, you know, say not African Americans, but it would be the Klitschko's. So these brothers have rivaled the Klitschko's in a great way, but in a lower weight class, but also in a great way. Forgive me, but I still get them mixed up. I can't tell them apart.
The way I distinguish them, Jermell's got the tattoos on the neck. Jermell does not.
Okay, well,
Jermell fought last. Jermell fought first.
All right. Well, Jermell definitely showed that the first loss that his loss was absolutely a fluke, because the guy that he lost to could have not accomplished what he accomplished at this point. He does not have the toughness or any. He's not that level of fighter. He's a good fighter, but we all know there's good and then there's gifted. And Jermell is gifted. And his older brother, who fought in the lower weight class, he
fought in at middleweight. Jermell fought in middleweight, so weight class above.
Well, he fought Devonchenko.
Yeah.
Derenchenko gave him everything that he could handle, and he handled it with class. He handled it with skill. He handled it with everything that came with his skill set that needed to be done in the weight class. I see why the Canelos and the Triple G's are avoiding these guys because they're not going to be able to. Well, Canelo has a habit of saying, "Well, I'm not going to fight this person because I don't like their style." That's not a fighter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter their style. Your job is to get in there and to figure out the style, dissect it, and break him down and take him out within the limits of the rounds that are prescribed in the contract for the fight. That's what you do. You don't say, "Well, I don't like his style, so I'm not fighting." Then you're not a fighter, and you don't make up your own weight class. So, I don't get these modern day fighters or whatever. I mean, we got some of these guys that are like the old school fighters that will fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. And you got these prima donnas that say, "I'm not fighting this guy." And question: what is the deal with the?
Thank God. What's your question?
Yeah. I'm gonna kill you for that. What is the issue with these individuals that are saying that? Damn, Fred. You know what? I'm beaming out. I was saying thought, man. You messed me up.
My bad, man. My bad, man. You getting stage fright? Appreciate you. Hey, you getting stage right?
Man.
People hey, so somebody said in the chat. Can you see the chat on your right hand side?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and bring it up. Let's see.
Because somebody asked, do you pick up girls the same way you announce fights?
Put it this way, it doesn't hurt. I'll tell you that right now. It doesn't hurt. You know what I mean?
Oh man, we got a call coming in. Hey, what's up? You got a question? What's up?
Oh, there you go. Oh man, I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry about that. How you feeling, young Ray?
How you feel?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, you too, young Fred. Hey, Ray, who are some of your favorite fighters outside of the ring and why?
Outside of the ring, you know what? To be honest, after my latest interaction with them, I love the Charlo brothers, and it's crazy when people when I hear like, oh well, the Charlers are difficult or whatever. The Charlers are some of the nicest people that you will meet on the planet if you're real with them. Like the thing is, I have been with them and have known them since probably 2013, 2014. If you're real with them and you treat them with respect, they're going to open up to you and they're going to, they're just wonderful people. I mean, they've been great to me, so I don't have a bad word to say about them. Anytime I see them, I always, before COVID, is always shake their hand, see what's going on and stuff. Deontay Wilder's another guy. Last year, when I was in after Pacquiao and Thurman, I'm walking through the casino on the Sunday because I flew home on Monday, wanted to enjoy myself in Vegas. And I see Deontay walking through the casino. He was coming back. I'm like, Deontay, what happened to you? He's coming back with the suitcase. He's like, oh, my flight to Hawaii got, delayed and stuff like that. So I'm going to stay here another night. I see him. This is the heavyweight champion of the world, mind you. And him and I are talking for like 10 or 15 minutes. The girl I was with at the time, I introduced her to the champ and this and that. And him and I mean, he's just treating me like a normal dude and stuff. So Deontay Wilder is there. Sean Porter's another guy who I think is a wonderful ambassador for the sport of boxing. I think he does just a great job of really carrying himself with such class and doing a marvelous job. I mean, so those are the three names that, at least on the top of my head, stand out to me as of this point.
That's pretty good. Who do you think is the best father-son combination in boxing?
Oh, man, the best father-son combination. I mean, look, Danny and Angel, because of the fact that, multiple time world champion, what Leo Santa Cruz was able to do with his father, because we saw what happened with Leo when his father wasn't doing well and when when he wasn't a part of the full training camp in the first Frampton fight. So Leo and his dad have this chemistry, and they really just click so well with each other. And I like Leo's dad so much because Leo's dad is straight up. He's an OG. He comes in no matter where he goes with the cowboy hat, the boots. He's got the chains on. He's got the real nice shirt. It doesn't matter. The gym could be 100 and some degrees in there. It doesn't matter. He comes the same way. This dude is timeless. So the Santa Cruzes, and I think, the Garcias, and just right underneath them is Kenny Porter and Sean Porter. The only reason why I'm putting Danny ahead of Sean and his dad is because Sean hasn't been a world champion in multiple divisions. Danny has. So to my knowledge, I believe, right, Fred? Or he's a 2-division world champion.
No, he's only been at 47.
Oh, 4. Okay. All right. So
you're right.
I mean, I from a longevity standpoint, like Danny's been a world champion since 2012. So it's like the Santa Cruzes, the Garcias, and the Porters, they're right there.
Got it. 2 more quick questions before I go.
Yeah.
What is your personal criteria for pound, and who do you have as your 3 pound for pound guys right now?
I mean, just off the top of my head, I mean, that's more for pound for pound, or more like from a writer standpoint. And like, I'm a broadcaster and host and stuff, but just thinking off the top of my head, I got to say Canelo Alvarez. You got to go with Lomachenko, and then I put Errol Spence there at number 3 over Terrence Crawford, because Errol Spence holds 2 belts. I think Errol Spence's resume is better than Terrence Crawford. So those are the 3 names: Canelo, I think, Lomachenko, and then Errol Spence. And then top 10 right now, I think Jermell Charlo needs to absolutely be in the top 10 pound for pound list right now. That needs to happen because of what he was able to do on Saturday.
Wow, you are you speaking some truth. And my last question is, what would DB do?
What would what?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I figured. Thanks, Ray, man. Really,
All right.
Hey, that's his hashtag on the show, man.
Like,
that's his hashtag.
Got it. Thanks for coming out, Ray. Appreciate you.
Oh,
of course. Thanks, DB.
You got 10 more minutes? You got 10 more minutes?
Of course. I got 10 minutes for you.
Okay, good. All right, let's get these 2 last B-mins. They've been waiting for a minute. Hey, what's up, man?
My nigga, this
Oh, put your phone on mute. Okay. Go.
My phone on mute?
No, I was talking to TB. TB, when you call in, he's from Chicago, and he's been a big fan of yours for some time. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Ray, how you doing, man?
What's up, TB? How are you, man?
Good. I glad you was able to come in the barbershop tonight, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate Fred for the invitation.
Thank you, brother.
Most definitely. One of the things you said, I got to disagree with you.
Okay.
It is you were saying that fighters are wanting to fight the best. I don't see that with today's generation of fighters. You have mentioned this whole stigma with losing, and what I'm saying is fighters are afraid to lose. When a loss means nothing. You've had back in the day, pound for pound, the best boxer in the world, Sugar Ray Robinson. He's got losses. You mentioned Ali, the greatest. Yeah. He's got losses. I'm saying what's happening with these fighters today. The reason why we aren't getting, the fights that the fans want to see, is because fighters are afraid to lose. I don't know where this came from. I don't know if this branch from Floyd with the undefeated record type deal. I don't know where this came from, but I'm not saying that, man. I'm not saying the best wanting to fight the best.
I see the best wanting to fight the best because I look at the divisions like 54, right? And these guys, these guys, top 10, all these guys want to fight each other and want to, tear each other apart. I'm looking at 47. Errol Spence coming off of that car accident, and they offered him a tune-up fight. Why? Because he told me, he goes, they offered me a tune-up fight, but I said, you know what? Give me my mandatory. Give me Danny Garcia. I want to fight Danny Garcia. After Danny Garcia, I want to fight Terrence Crawford, or if Crawford's out there, whatever. Like, I want to fight the best. He wants to fight Pacquiao. He wants to fight Terrence Crawford. Caleb Plant has been calling out, and he wants David Benavidez. When David Benavidez held that belt before he lost it on the scale, Plant was saying, I want Benavidez. Caleb Plant's been calling out David Benavidez for years. Benavidez said, yeah, the fight with Caleb Plant's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then him missing weight, et cetera, et cetera. Jamar Charlo wants to fight Canelo Alvarez. I think the problem, TB, in this day and age is that there are more promoters and there are more networks involved. So much like the UFC, back in the day, you had promoters that weren't as big on the scale from a money standpoint. So they were willing to put in their guys with whoever it was to make the fight happen, and not as many networks were involved. So if boxing was like the UFC, it'd be easy to make these fights happen. But now you have television contracts and promoters and networks. The fighters want to fight each other. And at least where I am at on the side of the street, quote unquote, all these guys want to fight the best. Like Leo Santa Cruz is fighting Gervonta Davis in less than a month. The Charlos, when Derenchenko and Rosario's name came up, they said, yeah, let's do it. So that's why I think that we're starting to see the best fighting the best. That's why I think boxing is the healthiest that it's been in a long time. And I commend them for that. But to your point, I think that people looked up to Floyd Mayweather. And I always say this, there's only one Floyd Mayweather. I mean, he did unbelievable. But now, and I think fighters that have an undefeated record, those that you say might be a little worried about losing their undefeated record, I'm trying to change that narrative of if you lose, then you're written off. That's why I've been so adamant, Fred, and you've been with me, Fred, since Deontay Wilder lost, as to say, guys, it's okay for the heavyweight champion of the world after being dominant for 5 years to lose one fight. I am on a crusade to change that mentality so that it can be accepted to lose. Because many times, just not only in fighting, but in life, you learn more from your losses than what you do your victories. So I see a lot of young, hungry lions want to fight each other. And that gets me excited because the big fights are going to happen. They're happening right now in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, but greater fights will happen once fans come back.
Yeah, well, I hope you're right, man. Charlo Canelo. That should have happened. That fight should have been happened. And Canelo backed out of that. That fight should have been happened. One thing you can say about Dana White is that he puts the fights together that fans want to see. And it's just from other fighters, shit talking, and next thing you know, the fight happens.
Yeah, but also they don't really get to dictate. They don't have much power when it comes to negotiation as to what they can make. Fighters have a lot more power from a boxing standpoint. There are a lot more people that are involved in the decision-making process.
Right, I get that. My point is that, the fights in MMA seem to happen more so often than the fights in boxing, as far as the fans, wanting to see certain fights. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're going to see some great fights towards the end of the year, and next year is going to be special. I'm telling you, because the Cold War is over. The Cold War is over. Everyone's getting along. We're all singing Kumbaya together. We're all having fun together. Wilder Fury #2 was a party. I'm telling you. The result wasn't what I was hoping for, but up until that point, we were all having a wonderful time with each other.
Right. Okay. Well, let's hope this happens, man. Like you're saying. Right. But, I definitely appreciate you coming to the barbershop tonight.
No problem, TB.
All right. Take care.
You too.
Yeah. Now this is TB coming in.
My bad. Sorry.
That was Aaron. That was my buzz. TB is coming right. He's from Chicago. Dre's finest. What's up, Fred? DB from the DMV. Holla at your boy. What's up?
Yeah. What it do? What it do, Fred? How you doing, Ray?
What's up, Dre? How's everything?
I'm doing good, man. I just had to call in real quick, man. I used to go watch some of your when you used to call some of the fights at the Horseshoe and at Hammond.
Oh man, Hits Boxing. That's what I'm talking about. This is old school right here.
Man.
Yeah,
but I just had to call in. I just say, man, I'm proud of you, man. Like, you represent Chicago well, man. Like, that's all I had to say.
That's dope.
I appreciate it, and that means the world to me. You know what? And Fred, this is the absolute truth. Without me getting my start here in the Chicagoland area from an MMA and a boxing standpoint, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I owe everything to this area, the Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana area.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. Appreciate the call.
Appreciate it. And I still rep my Bears 3-0, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, what you think about the White Sox and the Cubs finally in the playoffs?
Hey, it's a beautiful thing.
Oh, really?
I'm a little weary about the White Sox, but you know what? Like, hey, they're in the playoffs. They're in the dance. Bottom line is you got to get to the dance. So we got some big games tomorrow. I'm a White Sox fan. I'm not a Cub hater, so I want both teams to come out with W's over the next few days.
Did the Yankees make the playoffs?
Yeah, they're in the playoffs.
Okay. Okay, good. Good. I have no idea what's going on in sports, man. Shit. It's so bad.
Yeah, appreciate the call.
Appreciate it. And let's see, why is Leo afraid to fight Gary Russell Jr. then? I don't think Leo's afraid to fight Gary Russell Jr. It's just from a business standpoint. Look, I don't make the decisions, business standpoint. He's got Tank Davis now. That's a big fight. And I think that from a general sports standpoint, that fight with Leo and Gervonta being on pay-per-view, that's a big money fight for Leo. And then if Leo wins that fight, he can go and he'll fight Gary Russell Jr. So that fight could potentially happen.
Man, you got celebrities coming in here, man. You bringing the celebrities out, man.
He's like Jesus.
Like Moses. You got the celebrities coming out.
Mr. Flores, sir, how are you doing?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. It's a pleasure to talk to you. And what I wanted to point out is when are you going to ask for that Gervonta Davis Devin Haney fight?
I mean, listen, Gervonta, I haven't been able to ask for it because Gervonta's got Leo Santa Cruz in front of him coming up in less than a month's time. So
what happens after that? What happens after that?
And then, look, I'm okay with Gervonta and Devin Haney after that. I think I interviewed Devin Haney like 2 years ago or in January of 19. I think Devin Haney's one of it actually, and this is the absolute truth, it actually upset me and pissed me off that he was fighting as the co-main event of the two YouTube clowns who have no business main eventing. And I don't care if 10 or 12,000 people came out to watch a couple of clowns fight. Devin Haney is a world-class fighter and should have been in the main event at the Staples Center. Devin Haney should be the co-main event of nobody. Those two clowns are a bunch of bozos. Devin Haney needed to be in the main event. And I'm sorry, they drove little subscriptions, this and that, little YouTubers, all those influencers in LA at Staples Center. Fine. But you are going to see a world-class prize fighter in the main event. The main event is something that's earned and not given like those bozos. Those bozos can go, a part of the circus. I don't want to see them ever in a boxing ring again. Devin Haney is a bad, bad boy. And if Tank beats Leo, then let's see Tank and Devin Haney.
Absolutely. For that 135-pound strap.
Hey, I'm all about it. I mean, look,
you heard what he said, Fred.
Shit. You preaching to the choir.
Look, I'm with it. But again, like I said, Gervonta's got to get past Leo first.
Absolutely. And Devin has Gamboa next.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, and that's and that would be similar opponents right there. So
yes, sir.
I mean,
yes, sir.
Hey, and then we'll see what happens when it comes to the TV standpoint, whatever. But look, I think we should all make the damn fight. Let's make the best fights happen for the sport.
So do you think what Mike Tyson said over the weekend in terms of fighters taking more of the initiative to make the fights happen, that will get them the most money and also are good for their legacy? Because I noticed that you talked about that the importance of just being undefeated shouldn't be a main priority for the fighters of today. So what do you think?
Listen, the fighters are the bosses. I mean, you have the promoters and stuff like that, but the fighters ultimately are the bosses.
Yes,
and
sir.
It's the truth. Look, with Errol, he was gave him and they said, listen, do you want a tune-up fight? Errol said, no, I don't want a tune-up fight. I want Danny Garcia. Give me my mandatory right now. And that's what's happening. He demanded it, and now it's happening. And listen, from everybody I've worked with and currently work with, if the fighter truly wants it, it will be given to you, assuming everything comes together.
Yes, sir.
So the fighter is the boss.
If the
fighter wants it and is willing to, because every single time the fighter steps in that ring, they risk their lives. Let's not forget about that. So if they're willing to take that risk and they feel that the numbers are correct, then the fight is going to happen. So I really do believe that the fighter gets to dictate as to what happens in their careers for the most part. Some crazy other things happen, but for the most part.
So a Gervonta Davis is fighting who he wants to fight. If he wants to fight someone, he's in a position, because what I said on Fred's show, I think it was night before last or maybe even last night, I said that, I said the days of fighters blaming, especially big fighters, blaming the promoters and blaming the networks for not making the fight happen with social media and the way that things are. I think those are days of the past. I think it was a time when promoters could dictate it, but now with social media and the things, like I said, with the YouTubers being able to drum up interest, and I would have to admit, I was at the arena and I saw how many people came out to see the YouTubers. So in fairness, they were pushing that event. But getting back to a boxing crowd and just a boxing event, I believe that a fighter on Gervonta Davis's level, if he wants to fight the Lomachinkos of the world or the Devin Haney's of the world, I think he's in a position where he could call for it. He can make it happen.
Look, he's a big box office smash here in the United States. And listen, did I have a problem with the YouTubers main eventing? Yeah, but they should have been on the undercard then. You want to make that whatever it is, the undercard. Fine, let your fans do their little thing. Let the little boy, whatever it is, go out and show out and stuff like that. Fine, but let Devin Haney main event. Devin Haney should be co-main event of nobody. But anyways, you're right, though, when it comes to the fighters now being able to dictate. And I'm starting to see that more and more. And I think it's wonderful that now the networks are even behind it. Look, now that we look what happened with Wilder Fury #2. Everyone's like, could it happen again? Could it happen again? When Fury was with ESPN, I heard how many people were like, well, him and Wilder #2 is not going to happen. It ain't never going to happen. And what happened? It happened. Okay. And we got a third one coming up. ESPN said, we'll take the second one. Fox said, we're going to produce the third one. Guess what? Everyone got paid. Everyone's happy. Deontay's going to come back, fight Fury a third time. Everybody's good. It just takes some common sense. The boxing business isn't damn rocket science. Let's all think with common sense and make sure that it all happens.
Yes. How impressive do you think? Because it was extremely impressive for me all night to hear Lions Only Promotions in association with all the other promoters, and for it to be those young guys to have their first pay-per-view. It was like Floyd, I talked about the other night. Floyd had a blueprint, and he paved the way for fighters to be promoters younger in their career, especially their first pay-per-view. And I think Floyd didn't have his actual promotion until after maybe Oscar or after his big pay-per-view fight. So for me to see that happen for those guys, I was more than happy, to say the least. What do you think?
We should all be beaming with joy because they have believed it, they saw it, and they made it happen. And you know what? The man that truly needs to get more credit than what he is given is Al Heyman for really believing in these guys, pushing them, constantly putting them on a PBC platform, and really just saying, hey, these are two young guys who are special. And Al has given everybody that he's worked with a fair shake. That is hands down. He has made so many wonderful livings for hundreds of fighters and managers and promoters, gave me a great opportunity, but Al needs to be given more credit. And the bottom line, too, is that Al's not in front and center. All these other guys, a lot of other people, they want to be more front and center, this and that. For him, the fighters are the stars, because without the fighters, we have nothing. Without the fans, we have nothing. So that's the bottom line. So I think Al needs to be given a lot more credit. And what the Charlo's been able to do, I think, is wonderful. And I hope we continue to see more of it.
Well, when we were negotiating our deal, I think if we would have talked to you, maybe we would have been with PBC. As good as you sold Al to me right there. Right
I
there.
mean, I'm not even trying to like sell out to you. I'm just telling you what, my experience. I mean, I've done pretty much every major BBC show since June of 2015, and
Yeah.
I don't have not one complaint. If I got to run through a wall, I'm going to run through a wall. And I love, and it's crazy. And Fred, you know this.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing breed, there's negativity all over boxing, right? Combat sports in general. I can't remember the last time I heard one bad word, one bad sentence about Al Heyman. Why? Because he treats you with respect and gives you the opportunity, and he cares. That's the thing about Al. When people ask me, well, I've never met Al Heyman. I just hear through the grapevine, hey, you like so you do this or whatever, this and that. How is Al? Al cares about his fighters, and he's so detail orientated. And that's what I love about what he does and what PBC stands for.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Like I have the utmost respect for Al. So much that growing up as a kid, all I would hear was Al Heyman. Al Heyman presents. Al Heyman presents. Now, coming from the Bay Area, we were used to hearing Bill Graham presents. Bill Graham, and then to hear Al Heyman, and then of course, I couldn't go to a lot of the concerts. I was very young then, but I would always hear on the radio, Al Heyman presents. Al Heyman presents. So to see him in boxing, I haven't got a chance to meet him or anything, but I have a very big respect for him and everything that he's done in boxing.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Well, congrats to Devin and everything else, and I can't wait
sir.
to see him back in the ring and waiting, for a fight day. Like I said, I support everybody, in this sport, and when we were actually at the desk on Showtime for that for the Pacquiao Broner preview, and they told me that we were interviewing Devin, I'm like, okay, cool, I've seen him around on Showtime, whatever. And Fred, I'm not gonna lie to you, and you probably don't even know this. But I was like, man, in my head, I was like, man, Devin's about to come over to PBC. And, he's about, like, man, Devin's about, oh, boy, here we go, baby. Like, Showtime, PBC, whatever. I'm happy he got a great deal. And, he is where he is and stuff like that. But in my mind, I was like, oh, man.
Showbox, Gordon is a great friend of mine. I mean, he still continues to, mentor me and stuff through this whole process, the promotion and picking opponents and stuff like that. He's a phone call away. I mean, he answers and he calls me back and stuff. So it was definitely bittersweet leaving, the 3 Showtime Showbox shows, and we were looking so forward to going over, crossing over the street and go to the Showtime Championship, PBC, etc. A delay is not a denial.
That's right.
Hey,
that,
you know what I mean?
Doing your thing, we keep supporting, and man, let's make that Gervonta and Devin fight happen, man. I mean,
yes. And that's one thing. That's
Lions.
one thing about Eddie. That's one thing about when we talked about Eddie was that never would he stand in the way if we had to come, or if or when we came over to make a fight happen on Showtime. Of course, I know with Showtime they would love for us to stay, and we never know what the future has in store. I mean, you guys have been great with us.
I'll tell you what, if that were to happen and Devin were let's say they, Eddie agrees to that one-off and Devin comes back and fights Tank, whatever, like for me in my head, it's going to be like, welcome home. Even if it's just for one time, it's like, welcome home, welcome back,
absolutely.
To be like an old friend, like, man, I missed you, old friend. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, brother. Yeah, thank you. And I just wanted to call and talk to you, Ray. You always been great to us, man. And thank you for, all your kind words, and I appreciate them. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Say hello to Devin and stuff. I can't wait to see him back inside that ring. And you know what? Hey, and listen, this is the last time I'm going to say this, but enough of that BS of that man co-main eventing for anybody.
Hey, I'm listening to you, boss. I'm listening to you, boss. Look forward to it. I want to hear you announcing Dev one time. I want to hear it. It'll be like music to my ears. All right, brother.
All right, you have a great one. Take care.
All right, hey, thanks, Fred, for having me, man.
Easy, man. Come on, man.
All right, brother.
Family.
All right, peace.
All right, yeah.
Peace, guys. All right.
You bringing out the celebrities, man.
Hey, Fred, I'm just having fun, man. Let me ask you this question real quick. Spit up here for a minute. How do I feel about Leo Abner and the rest of the bunch shamelessly ducking Regendow? I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one. I don't think they're ducking Regendow at all. Like, I just think that there are bigger names for them to fight right now that are guys that are more in their prime. Rigondeaux will get an opportunity, and Rigondeaux still, I think he's like 38 years of age and stuff. He's a champion, but I don't think that they're ducking Rigondeaux. Haney, all action, no chaser. Look, I like Devin Haney. I think that him and Gervonta, would be an unbelievable matchup. I think Devin is getting better and better, and I can't wait to see what the future has to hold for Devin Haney and stuff. So, I mean, I'm excited about the future for him.
And Jarvis, my main man, Jarvis, man, off of Western. Haney, all action, no chasing. We got one more beam in. We're gonna say thank you. And we got one more from the
UK channels and pick up the Charlos fake boxing country. We know why they don't support our success in boxing. They have no interest in real champ. I'm not going to say that they don't have success, that they don't have interest in real champs and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was offered because there are a couple UK fans, because I called the international pay-per-view for that, or I called the international telecast. It was offered on Fight TV over there. So I don't know if Fight TV had an exclusive over in the UK. I don't really know how the TV contracts work, but I do know that fans did stay up in the UK, but they had to order it on the Fight TV app. So maybe Fight TV had like a special, deal over there going on. So, I'm not going to hate on the UK, especially when I know that you were able to purchase it through Fight TV.
Yeah, and Jarvis double back once again. They talk Al Heyman like he Kaiser Sose in this motherfucker.
I mean, look, Al there's a method to Al's madness and stuff. He's been successful for, decades upon decades in entertainment and stuff, and he's brilliant at what he does and stuff, and he's definitely a trailblazer in sports and entertainment.
Facts. I'll get our last beam in, and then we'll go with him. What we want.
So,
are you scared to death, Negroes? Hey, what's up, man? How you feel?
I'm good, man. What's up, Ray? How you feeling?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy that you're here. We want to see the best fights in boxing. One of the biggest fights to make, of course, like Mr. Bill Haney just said, Devin Haney versus Gervonta Davis, two of the biggest names in the sport. Yeah. And it's a fight that should happen, and it should happen, I believe, next. Mike Tyson talked about it with with Gervonta. Mike Tyson said, you need to fight Haney. It's a fight that everybody wants to see. They got a lot of history with each other coming up in the Mayweather gym. Devin Haney and Gervonta got a lot of history. It's a fight that everybody wants to see. And Gervonta, he shouldn't get any excuses to duck out this fight. Haney been calling him out for years. Gervonta, he's been making excuses, saying Devin is clout chasing. Devin is a champion in the same division. Gervonta was Devin's mandatory for the WBC. And he decided to go the WBA route to face Gamboa. That's cool, but it's a fight that we want to see in the future, and it should happen. Even Gary Russell versus Devin Haney was talked about. Gary Russell, he rejected the offer. He rejected what he asked for. I want to get your thoughts when you seen Gary Russell back out that fight with Devin Haney.
Listen, here's my thing. I don't know contracts, right? So I don't know the numbers. All I do is it's hearsay and stuff. So I don't know what Gary Russell has lined up, and I don't know why. I don't see the contract. So I can't speak on anything that I don't physically see or can confirm from an independent source. To your point, though, if Gervonta beats Leo, then if Gervonta wants that fight with Devin Haney, and everybody agrees from a TV standpoint, then let's make it happen. But I think that more so, I think that it would have to be that Devin crosses over to Showtime once again, assuming, because he's got to deal with DAZN and stuff like that, to my knowledge. And again, I don't know TV contracts. To my knowledge, he has a contract with DAZN. And if Gervonta wants that fight, and Devin's able to come over to Showtime and gets that one fight off, as I told Mr. Haney, Bill Haney, I'm like, I'm sure Showtime would welcome Devin Haney back with open arms. I'd be like, Devin, welcome back. This is great. Him and Gervonta, it's a fight for the fans. Let's make it happen. Everyone has to think on the same page. But listen, I know Leonard Ellerbe and those guys, they believe in their guy. You know, Devin and his dad, they believe in themselves and their abilities. Best fighting the best. Let's make it happen. I think it would be Showtime pay-per-view, or it would be probably one of the biggest fights ever on Showtime Championship Boxing from a numbers standpoint. So I think it's a pay-per-view fight. I think it's a Showtime pay-per-view fight. And I think it's one that when fans come back, I mean, you can literally put it anywhere. I think you need to put it in Las Vegas because that's where it belongs, because it's like neutral territory, right? So, I mean, they had the gym wars, or they had, you know, the issues at the Mayweather boxing gym and stuff like that. Well, hey, you know, the Mayweather boxing gym's only 10 or 15 minutes away from the Grand Garden Arena. Can you imagine both young guys main eventing against each other at the Grand Garden Arena? I mean, what it means for the youth. I mean, set aside themselves, the legacy, but for the youth, for young fighters that are amateurs in the gyms watching two young guys that are barely 25 main eventing at the Grand Garden Arena, worldwide pay-per-view audience, that would be special. And I think it would be a throwback fight because I think both guys are supremely talented. I think both guys know each other so well. Both guys, it's like that competitive alpha male. I want to beat your ass because I want to prove I'm the best. I think it would be a hell of a fight. It'd be a hell of an event. And man, oh man, I'm telling you, the people would show out. And you know the ladies would come out too. So, I mean, that's just the cherry on top. So sign me up for that.
Well, I guess I can get a suite that weekend then.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes, sir. I think this has an opportunity to be one of the biggest fights in the history of boxing. It can break records. You know, Devin Haney, considered to be the next Floyd Mayweather, who trained with Floyd Mayweather Sr., who's trained with Roger Mayweather, rest in peace, and even Floyd Mayweather Jr. has been training him. Devin has sparred against Floyd. Floyd speaks highly of Devin. You know, Devin, he wants to be better than Floyd Mayweather. And Gervonta, Floyd Mayweather's fighter, a champion, Gervonta, one of the biggest names in boxing. It has the makings of being one of the biggest fights in the history of boxing, and it's a fight that should happen. And the fans are demanding this fight. The fans are demanding it, and we want it. Haney versus Tank. Let's make it happen. Also, for Gary Russell, you spoke on Gary Russell. I can assure you that Gary Russell, he wasn't on the PBC schedule. The 2020 PBC schedule was released. Gary Russell, his name was nowhere to be found. And Devin Haney has the leverage to go fight on PBC and Showtime. He can go fight on Fox. He can, a part of his deal, he can do that. He has the option to do that. Even with the Gary Russell negotiations, Mr. Bill Haney said Devin can go fight on PBC. Let's make it happen. So the same, we can do it with Tank, or Tank can come over the same way Andrew Weems did and fought Anthony Joshua, or the same way Sergey Derevyanchenko did and fought Triple G, or the same way, the same way that who else did it? Julio Cesar Chavez, a lot of fighters, man.
Yeah.
A lot of fighters, they work together, and we just want to, just like Gamboa. Gamboa's coming over to fight Devin on the DAZN. So let's make it happen. Gary was doing a lot of talking, but once Devin Haney got on the scene, he got real quiet, man. They calling him Mr. Cap. You know what that means? The man is lying. You know what I mean? The man is lying. Mr. Cap, but I appreciate you coming through. I'm going to tell you like this. Devin Haney is the new face of boxing. Devin Haney is the new face of the sport. And remember, I told you that. He got the work ethic, he has the skills, and he has the talent. And he's working out every day. He's in the gym. He's a hard worker. And even Floyd Mayweather said, Devin can break all of my records. He said, Devin, he wants to be better than me. Devin wants to break my records. So Floyd Mayweather speaks highly of Devin Haney. I appreciate you. You were talking about those YouTubers, but Floyd is talking about fighting Logan Paul, one of those guys.
No, I mean, look, Floyd can do whatever he wants. Floyd's retired. I'm talking about YouTubers main eventing over Devin Haney. That should never, ever happen.
That was definitely an event. And when Devin was fighting on PBC, he was on Showbox. They didn't even have him on Showtime Championship Boxing.
Wait a minute. One thing I'm going to tell you, he never fought on PBC to my knowledge. He fought on Showbox. Showbox is totally different than PBC.
Okay. Yeah, he was on Showbox.
What I'm saying is that he never fought from a PBC standpoint and stuff like that. So I thought he was going to make the transition. What happened. Like I said, I'm happy for Devin. I think he's a budding young superstar. And again, for Mike Tyson to be calling him out, Gervonta and Devin Haney. But again, I'm telling you guys, pump the brakes here. Everyone's talking Tank and Devin Haney. Tank has a hell of a fight in front of him, Emilio Santa Cruz. So people need to relax because Gervonta's got a whirlwind in front of him in less than a month's time, Fred. So people need to chill out. Like, what if it's a close fight? And I mean, what if Gervonta wins, but it's a close fight and it's a great fight? Then you're going to get a number 2. And what if Leo wins the second one? So, I mean, look, Devin's got Gamboa, and that was a common opponent with Gervonta. So Devin has to handle business against Gamboa because Gamboa is going to have a chip on his shoulder again. So, again, I don't believe that that's, Devin can probably make it look easy, but you never know. This is boxing. I want to see the best fighting the best in 2021. I mean, you're seeing Gervonta and Leo fight, but look, Devin Haney has all the physical skills. He's got the look. He has the desire. People, praise him for a reason. And for Mike Tyson to tell Gervonta, hey, you need to fight Devin Haney. Well, look, I mean, it's one of those fights that is a legacy-defining fight for both, and hopefully it happens.
Yes, sir. And Gamboa was a tough fighter, like you said. Gamboa has been in there with the best. Terrence Crawford, Gervonta Davis, and he performed at a high level. He's the only man to go 12 rounds with Tank with the injury. With one leg, he was able to go 12 rounds with Tank, and no man has ever even done that, not even Jose Pedraza. So Gamboa is a tough fighter, and he comes to fight, and I can't wait. But after Devin Haney, Gamboa, after Tank versus Leo, Tank versus Devin Haney is a hell of a fight. I think it's the biggest fight in the sport.
Yeah, but let's not put the horse before the carriage. Appreciate that. Thank you.
You froze, man. You froze,
Have a good night.
You froze out.
They both got to win.
Look at
All
him.
right, before we go. All right, let me go ahead and do this introduction. Please welcome Frederick the Bold Barber Hawthorne.
Y'all niggas got jokes, man. Hey, go ahead. You got a shout out too. Man.
Thank you for coming to the barbershop. Continue to represent our great city, Chicago. Lunch on me if you ever out in Orland Park. Oh, Andre Griffin, thank you so much. Hey, absolutely, Fred. Even when I was living in Santa Monica, in LA, on football Sundays, I had my Bears jersey on, my Bears hat, this and that. Like, people are like, oh, you're going to be supporting the Dodgers and this and that. I'm like, no disrespect to the Dodgers, but get that out of here. Like, I wore my White Sox stuff and everything else, I'm proud of my city, and my city made me who I am. So I'm very passionate and proud of it, but, And
thank you for coming on. DB always closes the show with the guests. So,
yeah.
Go ahead. All you, DB.
Well, I appreciate it and stuff.
We really want to say thank you, man. And, we try to get you out of here on time so that next time when you want to come to the barbershop, it'll just take you 2 hours to get your hair cut. And we want to make sure you get out of here looking good, LA style, when you go back to Chicago. When you're back down here, me and Fred may take you out to lunch, but seems like you're doing well, so you might have to take me and Fred to lunch when you're back.
I appreciate it, guys. I had a blast, Fred.
Hey, yeah. Earl Spence would say, "That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby." Thank you for coming on. This was a good. I told y'all, motherfuckers. See, I told y'all, motherfuckers. Ray gonna come in and light this motherfucker up, man. I told y'all, man. Thank you for coming in, man.
Appreciate it, Fred. Thanks so much, man. And listen, man, I got to tell you this. I'll end it with this. I miss the fans. I miss you guys because I can't wait for this COVID, to be over with and behind us. Let's all be safe. And I want to see everybody back in the arenas because I miss you guys. The media is so important to the continued success of the sport and the fans more than anything. So thank you to the fans for constantly supporting. Thank you for watching, for chiming in on social media. Love you all. And let's all be more positive in this world because we need to stop the negativity. Let's be positive and let's close out 2020 with the bang and let's start 2021 on a greater note so that we can keep moving forward and making strides in this world and especially in our country. So have a great one, Fred. Stay safe, man.
Thank you, Ray, for coming in, man. Hey, that was fun. Wasn't that fun? Dre's finest. Thanks, Ray, from the DMV, man. What's up, DB?
Oh, man, this is refreshing, man. We get these voices and all they are voices and personalities to us. until we actually get a chance to see their actual character and personality.
Yeah.
And you know, Ray was he was what you said he was. You know?
I'm telling you, he shocked me. I forget where we were stuck. I'm telling you, we were stuck not by accident, but we just was sitting next to each other one day, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to Ray. You know, and you know, because like he's like bigger than life because he's in the tuxedo, he's in the ring. I'm like, this guy can't relate to me. Why would he? You get what I'm saying? Like, why would I even want to talk to the guy? You know? Right. And lo and behold, and Tay Jones was like, and me and Tay Jones laugh at this story. I tell him this too. I'm like, I thought we had nothing in common, and we have a lot in common, but our differences is what brings us together as well. But it was just real refreshing when I sat in the back with him and just a cool dude, man. Cool dude. Him and he and Tom Brown do great things together. Him and Brittany work well together. So I stand firm on that. And so yeah, Brittany's cool with me. You know, Brittany is super cool with me, and it is what it is. You know, Brittany's always been fair to me. Even I got these ups and downs, and you know my stance in boxing, and you know what Brittany looks like, and she's always fair with me. You know what I mean? I'm being real. She's always fair with me, and I lean on that relationship sometimes. So that's why, you know what I mean, she's a great asset, you know, so.
Asset, huh?
Oh, Brittany with the cakes, huh? not Becky with the good hair, but Brittany with the cakes, huh?
Hi, Brittany.
Hi.
Shout out to Brittany.
Oh, man.
Shout out to Patricia's show too. Patricia came out here and was.
Did she leave yet?
She left. She went back to Indianapolis.
Man, she hated on us, man. She didn't go past the 60. She didn't go past the 605.
Yeah, she was out of Moreno Valley. Shit.
I know.
Yeah, that's like going to Vegas for us.
Facts,
like it's only an hour away.
Shit.
Yeah, we don't go past the 710 like that.
Shit. In light years, it's an hour away.
Yeah, real.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah, this was a good ass show, man. This was a good ass. And damn, Yaya Mayweather is pregnant. Oh, I didn't know that. Damn. She is.
Well, you know what? Let's hope she have a Tupac when she had that baby in jail.
Oh yeah.
That was a good one.
I didn't know whether to laugh or cry, but I will say this: this is the only show in the world where you can talk to the fighters in your authentic voice, and it's up to them whether they want to answer. And I don't censor shit. Do I censor shit on this show? Nah. If y'all ask her, and I didn't get a chance to talk to Ray before the show because I knew he was cool about it. That's why. But some of the guests, I got to say, hey, they can ask you anything they want. They come in here every night and support my channel. They come in here every night. They have a right to ask the question. If you don't want to ask the question, you don't want to ask the question. They're going to come in respectfully, but they're going to ask what they feel. And y'all put the super chats in. He answered your question. I love it. I love when we could just hang out and speak in our authentic voice because I don't like being censored. I fucking hate being censored. You know what I mean? That's why I got to tone it down a little bit for YouTube. But I don't really like being, and I love the fact that we can come in here and hang the fuck out. And I felt like I was fucking hanging out tonight. Oh, it was like everyone was a producer of the show again. You know what I mean? It was dope. We had some celebrities drop in, man. We had Coach Kev and we had Bill Haney. H Money's becoming a celebrity too. You know what I mean? So we had 3 celebrities in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's becoming quite the celebrity
that nobody else has.
Yeah, it was dope. I felt good that the fact that I did minimum work on this show. Minimal. I loved it. Yeah. Thank you.
And you weren't falling asleep tonight.
I'm never asleep. It's just that you know what I did though? I'm gonna tell you what I did. I had my computer on this side. I moved it closer to the camera so it wouldn't like I was asleep. Because y'all think I be asleep, but I be looking down. So my eyelids be covering up my eyeballs. So
no, sleep is an exaggeration.
Oh, I know. But I see it in the chat a lot. I see it in the chat a lot. Yeah, but it was cool, man. Thank y'all for coming in. We had some new females in the building. Thank you. I appreciate the new ladies that are coming in, new queens coming in. Please come back tomorrow. We got a concert for y'all tomorrow, man. Come back. I know the numbers ain't gonna be what it is normally is, but come back tomorrow. We'll vibe out, and then the second hour we'll talk boxing, and we're gonna rock out.
Yeah. Who's performing tomorrow? Same person from last week? No. I know you. No. You know what I mean. The person that was supposed to come last week that couldn't make it.
Oh no. We got Jay Strong's coming in.
Oh, okay.
Jay Strong coming in tomorrow. Jay Strong sings. He's dope. Plays the piano, plays the keyboards and all that good stuff. So we're gonna vibe out tomorrow. Yeah, and Dahlia, thank you for tuning in. Patricia, thank you for coming in. Unique Don, thank you for coming in. And stay strong, Unique Don. Stay strong, Unique Don. You know, I heard your heartfelt story, you know, on Instagram. Stay strong. We love you over here. And yeah, man.
I think there's another. It said The Real Songstress. I'm not too familiar with that person, but I mean, I'm assuming that's a woman. The songstress, like Anita Baker.
Yeah, that's
in the chat.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. She's been here the last couple of days. She was here a while ago. Then she jumped back in. You know, what I mean, she went on a few dates, but she came back and said, "The real niggas over here." You know what I mean? Dre's finest. What up? You can bet your rattle I support the black man. Appreciate you.
Right on. Salute big brother Dre. Absolutely. Man, well, yeah, this was good, man. So I'm gonna have to you want to say hi to Fred?
What up, BH? Yeah, man. So we did it. We did it, man.
Come here, say hi to my brother Fred. Quit acting like that. Come here.
She don't listen. She don't listen.
No, yeah.
She don't listen. Okay.
Brand new, first time.
You got to teach her about 10 and 2.
Yeah, over here giggling and laughing, acting shy. Okay.
Oh man. Yeah.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
tell her put her hands on 10 and 2.
Say it again.
Tell her put her hands on 10 and 2.
Yeah, that's it. 10 and 2.
Say what's up to Fred out there. Jarvis, you funny nigga. 10 and 2. Yeah, because office hours. What that nigga say? Office hours between 9 and 5. I don't know where that came from, but the shit is funny. And don't forget New Jack City this Thursday, man. We gonna hang out and talk about New Jack City, probably the last fucking 30 minutes of the show, whatever. Whoever we gonna talk. We gonna talk about it at some point though. But that shit is live. Oh, I got I confirmed tomorrow. We gonna go live at some point tomorrow. Okay. I have Tevin Farmer. So Tevin Farmer wants to go live. Tevin Farmer wants to interview. Yeah, so it's not going to be at our normal hours, but I'm going to go because I said, remember, a handful of times I'm going to go live with people upon their schedule. So we spoke today and he wants to do an interview tomorrow. So hopefully we can get that done. Tevin Farmer is a cool dude and he talks his shit. So expect me to go live tomorrow. So make sure you hit that notification button. And I know I'm probably gonna conflict with somebody, but I'll send them a text or something. But it is what it is sometimes, you know. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes the scheduling is just like that, you know.
Yeah, as long as listen, I think Tevin is good. It's a good interview for us, specifically for this group of people here, especially with this climate, with Leo Santa Cruz and Tank getting ready to get down, with Gervonta Davis. You know,
facts.
With the climate of those divisions between 126 and 135, you know, I think we're gonna have a lot of questions for him. And as long as he doesn't Donald Trump us, and actually, I can't even say that because Donald Trump actually answers questions. He's just dumb about it. But as long as he doesn't come in here like a politician and he's actually answering the questions that we're asking, man, I think it'll be a good time to have Tevin here.
It'll be my first time interviewing him in long form. I've only caught him at weigh-ins or something like that, but he's been real gracious with me. You know, I've interviewed him maybe 3 times, you know, on the moving around and stuff, but I'm excited to sit down and really interview with him. So as the channel grows, man, it's y'all doing an amazing job sharing these videos and posting and putting the shit in your stories, Facebook, all that shit. Thank you. This is this is home, man. This is home for us. So we're gonna keep on building it, you know. So
yeah. And for the people who I know, because I went to a couple of people's Instagram now that I got my company's IG that I use when I put a couple of comments. I don't have a personal Instagram, so you know, she over here balling her face up. I don't got no Instagram. So, but I'll eventually get one too, so I can post more stuff about like boxing and MMA and stuff. But you know, people look on there and they see like kids on slides and jumpers and party stuff. They like, what the hell going on? So,
that's what you do. That's
the business. That's the business right now. But so for everybody in the chat, just take about 5 seconds. It's a little thumb that's facing up. Just hit that real quick, and it'll light up. If you don't see that one, it's one on the right-hand side of it with a thumb going down. It's okay. You can hit that one too. Okay. All you people in the UK, other than the 3 people that's true and real, y'all can hit either one of those too. And then there's a word that says subscribe. You can hit that one right there. Little bell with the notifications, and you need that now because there'll be some live chats that'll be going on during the daytime and earlier in the evening, mornings maybe. So in order to get all that, you gotta be subbed. Anyhow, I'm gonna give some love to the family. You got anything else, Fred?
It's all you, Big King.
All right. Rob G Film in the building. My brother Jay Everything, H Money, Mr. DAZN, the OG Deacon 305 with the extra 5 on the end of it. My good brother, Mr. Vegas, the Queen, Unique Don in the building. My brother Jarvis and Big Lloyd. My cousins in the building, South Central Los Angeles. Real Rap Double R, always in here clowning. Brooklyn Walker just stopped in. Salute, Fred. Brooklyn Walker, salute to you, man. Thanks for dropping by.
Thanks, Brooklyn.
Drink more water that stopped in. What up, Drink?
Drink more water. You back, nigga? What the fuck? What the fuck? You started drinking milk, nigga? He needs some milk. DOG
for a day or two.
DOG 215 says Tevin got the most out of the zone. That nigga fought 48 times, man. You know what I mean? He fought more than I did in elementary school on the zone. Shit. That motherfucking guy, he milked it, man. He was working. He knew what was up.
And shout out to DOG 215 in the UK. You know, Philly represent. Mark Wonderlig, Utah in the building. My brother E Champion Hart. What's up with you? Mir, he said Debo Farmer versus Abner. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, we'll talk to him about that.
Yeah, we're gonna talk to him about all of that. Battle of the eyes. Let's go.
Yeah, Battle of the eyes. Yeah. Mike Whitney, great. My cousin
Concrete Jungle. What's up, man? What's up? He got a YouTube channel too.
On my phone, I can't see Concrete. There's an emoji on there. I can't see it on my phone. I can see it in the chat though. What does it look like?
I don't know. It ain't got no hearts on it, right? All right, cool.
Oh, I think you're talking about Mir's comment. I think it's the eye.
Oh, okay. Concrete Jungle. What's up, man? Appreciate your work, man. Appreciate your work.
Cool cat. Kevin Brower, we see you in here. Let's see who else. And yes, you too, Concrete Jungle, much appreciated. Jason G, of course, Hustler Slim, my big brother boxing.
Yeah, we probably can laugh about that shit. We'll probably laugh about that shit. I got to segue that in. I can't just jump into that, but that'll be I wonder how Tevin would react to that. I'm gonna find a way if I can. If he ain't serious, yeah, like you and Abner.
Yeah.
Somebody super chat that in. Somebody super chat that shit in. Somebody super chat that tomorrow. But you gotta be. You can't super chat when we talking about something serious though. You know, I mean, you gotta super chat that in when we getting light. You know, when you feel his energy getting comfortable and shit. You know, but
he's gonna be reading super chatting. It don't seem like he looking you in the eyes.
Nah, matter of fact, I'll ask him. Don't super chat that shit. And I'm joking, man. Don't super chat that shit.
Hey, listen. Andre Griffin, what's up with you? Breon Manley, Be the God. Hey, Pac-Man, ATL.
What's up,
Tone
ATL?
Brown, man, Tone was excited.
Hey, shout out to Tay Jones. Tay Jones set that up for us. So shout out to Tay Jones. Thank you.
Appreciate
you.
Yeah. Tone Brown was excited. He had what they call him, a Chicagoan.
Yeah, Chicagoan. Yeah.
He had a Chicagoan.
He was excited. Now he got excited. That's the first time he's ever been excited, and it was for a man. Damn.
Leave my bro alone,
man. Dre's finest. What Dre's finest said? Abner versus Farmer, the eye fight. I spy, man. Y'all niggas got jokes, man.
Aye, Captain. I can't hear you. Aye, Captain.
Eye for an eye. That would be the thing. Oh, that's the hood theme for the fight. Title for the fight. Eye for an eye. That's the hood title. That's the hood title. Eye for an eye.
You know, if we say it 3 times over here, it's gonna blow up all around the world. So that'll definitely be it. Yeah. Mike, we were great. David the Real Thomas, my brother Eric R. Let's see. I seen the OG in here a little earlier, man.
Yeah, Triple OG was in here. Asia Math was in here too. I couldn't get you. You know what I mean? Blame. Who should we blame? Who should we blame?
Blame it on the rain.
Yeah, everybody was great today. You know what I mean? Everybody was great. I can't blame nobody. I tried my best. So
yeah, General Squirrel. Let me see. Saucerification. He said Canelo scared. Yeah, Canelo scared. You know, I don't care what nobody say. Canelo scared. J.A. Dixon in the building, always. You know, Patricia Shelton, the Queen, and the rest of the Queens. Let's see, who else? I think that's, man, we almost wrapped up. Rob G, Mr. Vegas. Yeah, let's see. Who is this? Oh, she's new too. I haven't seen her in here before.
That?
Play the song, Fred!
I'm like, who? Nigga, you said ass and titties. Pick it up. Shit. I wasn't listening to shit you were saying, but you said she knew. I'm like, huh? Where's she at? She got ass? Shit. You know what I mean? Shit. Hey, ladies, your ass is your last chance to make your first impression, because we're going to take 4 steps, 5 steps, and turns. Don't ever forget that, all right?
Yeah, for real. Oh, I see the Free Science Examiner still in here. He came back. And Lawrence Williams, L-Dub in the building.
Yeah, thank you, Lawrence. Lawrence is in my DM. See, I be talking to Lawrence and shit, too, in the DM. Y'all think I be making shit up. Appreciate you, Lawrence. Thanks for the information, man. Appreciate you. I'm going to reach out to Brandon Adams this week and see if he want to come in and start promoting this fight. People Hernandez didn't fall asleep. He said, great show, man. All we do is produce great shows together. That's all we do. Bill Haney is comfortable coming in here. Coach Kev is comfortable calling in here. You know what I mean? So I love it. One time. Oh, man. Devin, Haney. My man. Watch the Real Rap. Oh, Real Rap coming on, not Reggie Owens. That nigga Real Rap was.
Reggie's gonna go on and then go to Real Rap. I believe, but I could be wrong.
Okay. We figured out. I'll be there. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna be on my Bluetooth, and I'm gonna have my phone on a charger. Then I'm gonna just pass out. Cause y'all niggas be going for hours. What Real Rap show was today? 9:00 this morning. I was listening to. What was the title of your show? I was listening to it. You had a panel on there. I forget the name of it. Real Rap going live. All right, Rob.
Rob G. Film.
Statement, run the game like I'm ASICs. Learn and develop patience, determined to be the greatest. Bobbing and weaving, they changing up like the seasons, indigenous to the grind. So I do it for all my people.
Hey, Dahlia, feel free to beam in anytime. You know what I mean? I'm asking for a friend. I'm telling for a friend. You know what I mean? Male number 1. Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I was doing Zoom school, and I had you in one ear, and I was doing Zoom school with Lincoln and shit. For real, I ain't lying. So yeah, 9:00 this morning, somewhere 8:30, 9:00, whatever time it was. Don't take it personal. Because Evelyn's alive. Hey, I'm telling you the truth. Hey, it's all in what you do. Hey, things I gotta do. Hey. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a round of applause. A scoop of ice cream. 3 cookies. If you were vegan Oreo cookies. You know what I'm saying? Potato chips, nigga. I don't know. Break your diet today. Y'all did a hell of a job today, man. This show wouldn't be great without y'all today. And I for real, nigga. Thank you. That was funny. What would do? You got to ask that shit to every guest, okay? Every guest. Please. Please. Oh, the nigga hung up on me. Anyways, man, you got to ask that. What would DB do? I was like, huh? Appreciate y'all, man. I got bad love for y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. We got a concert tomorrow. All y'all come back and bring somebody with you. All right, we gonna rock out. In the second hour, we gonna talk boxing. Love y'all, man. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.